farm you're interviewing. So,
that's a good point.
Yeah,
so, yeah, dude,
topic.
I'd send in some. I'd be naked too if I'm talking to a bird, man, dude. I'm bringing my bird, you know. So there you go. That's a nice question. What would you say to that? Like when it comes time to shut them down, right? Because you got to do it. It's got to be done. It's part of it.
So that's another aspect of the farm throughout. There's birds that need to be culled. Either they get a broken wing, broken leg, something happens, they twist their stuff up. You just got to euthanize them, immediately, because we don't want no bird to suffer while they're there. If they can't get food, water, and they can't properly move, we just go ahead and take them out.
Because what happens if a bird's in there? If a bird's in there and he can't move, then what's going on?
The other birds will kill him.
No way.
Yeah, but we don't let that happen. So.
And why do they do it? What's going on in there? Do you have any intel?
It's just turkeys being turkeys, man. Out in the real world, man, they don't care.
Damn, it's like damn Sinaloa.
Yeah, so that's why I was telling Spence over there that they're kind of like kids when they first come in. They're loving, they're happy, and then they turn into teenage assholes trying to kill you. Just like in jiu-jitsu class, little kids start cool, and then next thing you know, they're over here beating up on the old man.
Yeah. Okay, wow. So you got the birds now, you guys, and when they do send them out to harvest, when they send them out, what's the process? Do they line them all up and just neck them out?
No, this probably be a little wild. We'll bring in 19 tractor trailers and hand load them on. 3 guys. They'll bring them up, and it's like a little escalator. It takes them right up, and they pick one up, put them in the cage, load the cage up. Truck goes down, turns back around. They can load a truck up in like 35 minutes.
And they gassing them?
Well, they take them back to the processing facility, and I think they use like a CO2 base, and they'll just put them to sleep. Then they're cutting them up.
Really?
Singing them up a conveyor belt.
So they put the meat they just put them to sleep. Yeah. So they're not shooting them. It's not like a bullet or anything.
No.
Yeah.
So like on the farm, you got 2 options for your animal welfare. You can either they have like a bolt gun, like a cap gun, and you'll hit them in the back of the head with it, and they'll just take them right out. Or some farmers rig up like a little box with CO2, and they'll put them in, and that way they go to sleep, and then you put them in the compost, and then we compost the birds for crop rotation. We'll put them on fields and stuff.
Oh, so they'll become a fertilizer almost?
Yeah, we'll create fertilizer. Yeah, all natural.
So you guys don't do the actual. So the killing isn't actually done by you guys. It's shipped. It's like outsourced.
Yeah. So now I will.
Damn Bugsy Siegel out there just rolls up, huh?
Yeah. So we will kill birds, and ones I have to cull, I'll pull the meat out for friends and family, cut the breast meat. I got some pictures I'll give you guys, and you can show them the size of the breast and stuff like that. But
damn,
yeah, man, constant.
Okay, so what were we talking about? The hitman, the guy comes in.
The trucks come in, we load them out at night, and then they they go to the plant, they get processed up, and then they're out the door within like 24 to 48 hours.
So you don't see them back. You're not there putting them in the box. You're not there putting them in those.
I'm there. I watch them go out, make sure everything runs smoothly on my end. That way the birds are safely loaded.
Yeah.
Send them away because that's our livelihood.
Right.
And,
that's the work. I mean, look, that's what it is. I mean, people love it. I mean,
yeah.
I think people do anyway. Has the turkey market? Have people been buying less turkey over time? What's going on with turkey?
So turkey's like an influx. So you'll get 2 years of like markets up, then it'll drops back down, then it'll go back up, and then generally that's because when they go up, Butterball and these bigger companies will come in and be like, we need to put 100 more houses across here, so they'll flood the market with turkey. Then they'll sit there because we don't freeze our birds. Our goes out fresh.
Like, what do you mean? They say we need to. Like, what do you mean that they're adjusting the market? When they need to put more houses? What do you mean?
So they'll see the market value, turkey value go up, and then
what does it get to? $2 a pound.
Yeah, like breast meat might be $4 something, $5 something a pound.
Boy.
They really throw or then it'll be as low as $1 when it crashed because they'll have a lot of birds frozen. Those bigger companies hold that stuff.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we really specialize, not only in just turkey growth. We were the first ones doing antibiotic and organic turkeys. We have 2 different divisions, and we're considerably a small company compared to Cargill or Pilgrim's Pride or
Tyson.
Tyson's huge, and Butterball is the biggest turkey company probably in the world. I mean,
I used to watch that. Yeah, I know. I've had some Butterball before. I'm sure.
They're
I don't know if I liked it or not. I don't remember. Now, what about this guy? Is a question right here. This Italian guy.
All right.
What's up, Theo? What's up, Turkey Farmer? Got a question, man. What's up with the free range and the natural and the organic and the regular? Is that just a farce? Is it the real deal? What are you buying at the stores? Thanks.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question, man. Yeah, what is it? How do they divide that up? What do you guys have to do? Do you guys have to?
So if it's like the other farms are more like the organic farms or antibiotic free, it's heavily regulated. So you got a lot more paperwork, and actually, like to be an organic turkey, it has to come for organic female. So all those, the closest organic female to us, I believe, is in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. So we have contract farms, NPA. That grows that particular bird. Okay, so
a lot of what goes in. I heard this. I have a friend that works for like a meat company.
Yeah.
Called Cow or something, I think. And but it's KOW, right? Mm-hmm. And he sent me some fancy meat one time, and it's good, but it's still expensive. But he was saying that what determines grass fed, it's just it's certain like really regulations. It doesn't even really have to do sometimes with what they're eating. It's just sometimes where they live at, things like that. So what's that like for you guys? So you have the different
levels. So like AU or whatever they call it's antibiotic free. The only difference in between that is if say a bird gets like a common cold or something, you wouldn't be able to treat it with like Arpen or penicillin for like 1 or 2 days. And everything's done very properly with a vet. We have a vet that checks the bird. It's just a crazy industry, but they make sure they've really went and stepped, from what it used to be to now. It's by the book. Everything's clean and done professionally. But
so was it? It used to be the damn dark art.
From what I hear back in, we've been doing it since '89, and it's been fairly consistent all the way up. It's just more regulations, and we're wanting to stay on top of everything.
Yeah.
But for like a free range bird. So all they'll do is they'll take my barn, build doors, and then the doors will open, and then they can go out in a fenced-in area.
Okay.
Sometimes they don't even go out. Like my buddy grows free
like
range.
Angola.
They free range chickens. Same thing. He spent all this money. They leave the doors open. The birds are inside where it's nice and safe.
Anyway.
If it's sunny, they might come out for a little bit, check up, and then they see a hawk or something, they'll hightail it back in.
Yeah. But maybe Andy Dufresne sneaks out at night, or one of them.
Or one of them government geese drop a turd down there and puts them all out.
I'm just saying, you'd think there'd be a lot more of that Madagascar type activity,
Yeah.
Somebody trying to really throw a dirty spider in Charlotte's Web out there, But okay, so what are the different varieties of turkey that's for sale on the market?
You're just going to have the antibiotic free. You're going to have an organic bird, a free range bird, and then what they call a cage free bird, which no bird is caged up in a little cage. That's just a fake narrative that people create to try to give people bad name, farmers.
Sure.
So,
and no bird is completely cage free either. Like, you got to have some sort of way to keep the bird, or it could leave, right? Can turkeys leave?
Well, I mean, I've had it where they're smart enough to turn the doorknob and whack it open with their wing and actually try to make a jailbreak every once in a while.
Yeah, man.
But that's far and few between. The turkeys are in a wide open barn. You're looking at one barn's 40,000 square feet.
Dang.
Per barn. So.
Okay. So you guys get out there, you got all the turkeys, they come in and they go out. And so around Thanksgiving, is there an extra batch? Do you double up on your batches, starting in October or something? Or, would you say it's not 19 weeks?
19 weeks. So that's for a heavy tom. And if it's going for when we're doing turkeys for Thanksgiving, they're probably putting them in. They're taking them out at half that. So they're probably going out around 13 to 15 weeks. They're a medium-sized bird.
Okay. And that's the one that most people buy for Thanksgiving?
Yes, that's what they're going to buy for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And they'll put these specialty birds just for that, and they're medium toms is what they'll call them.
Damn.
Yeah.
And how'd they get the name Tom?
It's genetically, I guess that's what you call, a tom and a hen. And we'll have hens in there occasionally because they'll sex them, but they don't always get them right. So you have big old hens mixed in there with the toms.
Is there trans turkeys? Do you start to see that even in the turkey?
They don't really identify other than tom and hen, and maybe you'll find a dominant. I found hens with beards on them, so I mean maybe they're transitioning.
Oh, I found some of them too around town. I've definitely, dude, one of my buddies had a real issue with them. But he's doing good now. I mean, he's doing pretty good anyway. He's on like a ranch right now in Montana. But the holidays are the most wonderful time of the year. It's a good time to hug somebody and to tickle somebody you don't even know that well if you want, legally and in a safe area. With more people shopping online every year, you got to ship stuff, man. You got to damn get things out of your possession and into somebody else's possession. Even Santa, I heard a rumor, he's not even going to some countries anymore because of the crime and stuff, and he's just going to ship stuff there. He's going to use ShipStation. ShipStation works with all major carriers, international and local, including FedEx, USPS, and UPS. So not only is shipping easy, you can actually save money. Now that's something. No wonder 98% of companies that use ShipStation for a year keep using it for as long as they're in business. It's that good. Use my code Theo to get a 60-day free trial, just enough time to handle the holiday rush. Just go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top, and enter code THEO. ShipStation, make ship happen. Is there something interfering with your happiness? Is there something interfering with your happiness? And that's a question you have to ask yourself. You have to ask yourself, is there something interfering with my happiness? Because when you get an answer, if you really make an honest answer, then it's a good place to start from to think about stuff. And sometimes you can't think about things alone. Sometimes you need help. And I've gotten help from this company, BetterHelp. I've gotten it over Zoom, over phone, and over SkyPay, Skype. Visit BetterHelp.com/THEO. That's BETTERHELP, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. Don't go it alone. Try something different. Try something new. BetterHelp might work for you. BetterHelp.com/Theo. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and TPW listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/THEO. It may be an option for you. What's like the future of the turkey business? So, well, let me think what I want to ask right now. So you got these different types. You got the males. So can I eat a male turkey or a female turkey at Thanksgiving? Can I have either one?
Yeah, potentially it might be either or.
So I don't have any idea.
You won't know. Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
do my mom know if it comes in the kitchen and she's in there doing it?
Yeah, you would never know.
Really?
Yeah. Because so we sell turkey fries. And that's turkey nuts. So they have glands, and their nuts are actually in their wings.
No way.
Yeah. So they'll pop them things out, and you fry them up and eat them up.
They good or bad?
They're good. They're really good. Yeah. I mean,
do they bust a little, or are they just kind of?
No, they just fry them up. It's just like eating a
Like a what?
This is like a nugget, like a chicken nugget. You go McDonald's. Okay. You good? You eat nuggets?
Is this them right here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good, man. We've served them at numerous meetings where congressmen and senators and stuff go to the Turkey Federation meeting. We used to have them there. I mean, I just ate elk nuts like a week ago because we went out elk hunting, and our guide fixed up a nice Rocky Mountain elk Parmigiana.
Well, I think, look, Joe Rogan can apparently eat his own penis, I read the other day on the internet. So I think at this point, everything's fair game. Yeah. Dude, if I was starving, I'd eat one of my nuts right out of my damn body, I think, because it feels like you'd have.
You heal up good.
Yeah, I'd have one. I'm not having both of them. Like some creep, damn. But,
weird.
Okay, so why does turkey look so ugly, though? And does that offend you if I say that?
Nah, I mean they are kind of like my babies, but nah.
Yeah.
No,
I don't mean it like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, is there to me? Because I actually went jogging this morning, and I go jogging on this around this lake, and there's a lot of turkeys out there. Not this time of year actually, but usually there's a lot of turkeys out there, and they're just big, and they're just not the most attractive, Yeah,
they're not a peacock, but
right,
they
that's what it is.
I don't know. They're pretty majestic for the most part. It's probably just beauties in the eye of the beholder for the most part. Yeah. Some people love turkeys, love the way they look. A lot of my buddies are turkey hunters, so they're They're all about getting every species of turkey hunted and mounted and displayed as wall art for their memory of that hunt. But, and they like eating them too. They're delicious. I don't know. You kind of figure they probably were at some point some type of raptor. If you go back to dinosaurs,
so maybe they've just evolved, huh?
Yeah, they grew a little fur, got a little smaller claws, but they still try to cut you.
Yeah,
if they get a chance.
How sharp is that talon? How could that thing get you or not?
Oh yeah, I mean I've had them where they cut through my pants. I sent some pictures over where they've gotten me in the leg, in the back. I mean they're with our turkeys we don't have spurs, okay. So they'll have those at the hatchery. They'll have them nip. That's so we really don't get messed up. But their front claws, when they jump up, they're jumping up with their feet to latch on.
Okay.
And you can see that. Yeah. See, that's a scar from there. Look, I got some Cam Hayes boots that saved my toes. But
oh yeah.
He didn't.
But the rest of you need that full Cam Hayes.
Yeah, I know. He needs to come out with some leggings or something for me.
Yeah, he does, dude. Dang.
Some yoga pants or something.
So that's one turkey talon did that to you, huh? Now, what does their talons look like? What is their leg? What does that leg look like? Let's see their leg.
So go to the foot. Just
okay.
The one that's spread out. You see they got these toenails, and that's what cut me. One of those toenails.
Oh wow! So they have
a spur. Ours are docked, so they won't have that long spur like on a wild turkey. It'll be there, but it'll be nubbed off.
Because they cut them off.
Yeah, so you don't want that in there.
Because they'll kill each other.
They'll be murdering like all sorts. Wow. I wouldn't even go through there at that point if they were like that. But now those claws, and like I said, you'll see turkeys. You got videos of turkeys fighting out in the wilderness. Same thing, just bigger bird. They're going to jump up at you. They'll try to get you while I've had them peck me in the forehead, working on feed line, getting motors put back on. They can.
And do they seem manipulative? What do turkeys seem like as a?
Very nice at first.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, what's up? You can be sitting there, and they'll kind of come up, and you can pat them on the head, and then just next thing you know, they turn around, run around, and say, yo, John, look at this, and then they'll fucking hammer you.
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's if you can work in twos. A lot of times, like I said, I've been doing this so long by myself. Some of these repairs, and I mean, they'll peck motor lines, everything. Where I have to go in and replace electrical. They'll break water lines down where they'll rip the line, tear the water up, and I got to get in there before it floods the barn. I mean, they can be destructive.
Does it seem calculated though? Does it seem like they have? It does.
Yeah. So we take every measure when we go through. We're tying up lines, making sure. But if there's a will, there's a way. A turkey will definitely fuck something up.
But does their will seem to be that they want to create anarchy? Does it seem that they want to escape? Like what they want to?
No, you can literally leave the door open. They won't go nowhere.
Oh, I see.
They'll just chill out, maybe poke their head out. They're just kind of like, "What's up?" But I think it's more like you're kind of like fresh meat in prison style. You walk in there, they're like, I'm gonna get you, boy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And now this is after like 17, 18 weeks. They're coming at you. Yeah.
I'm sure.
They got their testosterone up. They don't know hormones going. They're getting crazy.
So their testosterone raises while they're in there?
Yeah. So they're a baby bird, and then they become essentially a teenager. So they got that teenager. And now they grow other birds for breeding purposes where they'll get real big, 75, 80 pounds. There'll be less birds in there. And I've never been to a farm like that. I've seen them. And they say that once they get over that 19, 20-week range, like 22 weeks, their testosterone goes back down, and then they like mellow back out.
Oof. But you're riding right around that 19 week.
You got a good 4 weeks of battling, just trying to get through there, make sure everybody's good, not getting yourself tore up. So
it gets a little hitmanish in that last month.
Yeah. So I mean, I've had a guy, one of my buddies, Mark, straight got drilled in the nuts. I was watching him crawl out of the barn. Like it took him out. And you're talking about force of a 40-pound bird, and it just nut tagged him perfect. He was laying on the ground. He was trying to get the dirt. Birds are jumping on. Yeah, you kind of always get a fear like something happened. You get crippled in there. They probably just kill you.
What's a great question we got coming up right here about how many birds?
Yo, what up, Theo? What up, turkey farmer? It's Alex here, Fenton, Michigan. Just really got a couple quick ones for you. Do the turkeys have large talons? And if they do, or if they don't, how many do you think it would take to take one of you down? Gang, gang.
Gang, baby. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many turkeys does it take, really, to take out a Robert Hutman, man?
I don't know, probably 10,000 or so.
Really?
I mean, unless I stroke out or something in there, they might get me. But you know,
But it looked like the damage that one could cause is pretty extensive.
yeah. No, they. I guess it's just all in the right way they get you. Anybody can get knocked out by anybody for the most part. So, you know, I could be leaning over and one whack me in the noggin, and if you go out in there, they're going to get you on the ground.
So they're more, so
They might go around and they're just curious, so they peck.
Right.
You know, you might say you stroke out, fall down, they'd peck you. I'd imagine if no one found you for a few hours, probably wouldn't be good.
Right.
Straight up.
Damn. So you running with some real, it's a really.
But same as these cat ladies and shit that die with 15
that shit's
cats
crazy.
and get eaten up sitting in their chair.
Dude, we had a lady in my neighborhood growing up. They had a panther in her. She had a panther living in her place. Everybody always thought she was crazy. Always yelling about this cat outside. And people were like, get back in your house, you know. And she had a fucking bobcat or panther or something that had been living in her house. And she's been in there living with it for years, man. And everybody's just like, you're crazy, Miss Dorothy, you know. Go back inside. And somebody threw a surprise party by our house or something, and somebody jumped out and yelled surprise, and that damn cat fucking almost killed the guy.
Damn. Serious shit.
I mean, it's just you don't know really what's going on, I think, inside of some of these animals. That's really the tricky part for me.
Yeah.
Is there a time where you get a real big one and then you're like, oh, I got to pull this one out because this one I got to use for breeding. This one goes somewhere else. Does that ever happen, or at this point you know exactly what you're getting?
No, we're getting into the perfect genetics for the birds to create, solid breast meat. We're really going for a heavier bird for breast and thigh, so we can feed America. We're trying to get back, and that's why we're always revolving and just constant birds year round. So,
how has the meat? Damn, that's you right there.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that's
dude.
when
that's your first wife.
Yeah.
This is damn beautiful.
She's pretty good.
I know.
That's actually when they're going out. So that's a good picture. See, the feed line's raised, everything's there, the lights are on. It's nighttime. That's one of the heavier birds that he probably weighed close to, I don't know, 46, 47 pounds.
And this is only a middle tom, right?
No, this is a heavy tom.
This is heavy tom.
That's big boys there.
Wow.
See, they got little beards, whatnot.
Dude, they're kind of beautiful. I guess I have not seen pictures like this.
Yeah, they're nice, pretty white birds and really clean. Like I said, that's why we do litter quality. We're in there tilling, day-to-day operation. Every week we go in there with a tractor and a tiller to make sure the shavings get brought back to the top. Everything stays nice for their feet. Because if you got poor litter quality and poor life, these birds won't look like that. They'll be really run down. They'll have burned pads on their feet from the turkey crap. It'll burn their feet. So that's why we make sure everything's nice and clean.
So they're a real sensitive animal, huh?
They can be, yeah.
It's interesting how
They're tough, and I don't know. Turkeys are smart and dumb all at the same time. I guess just like me.
Yeah, me too, dude. Damn, I didn't know it was possible, and then here we are. What's something that I wouldn't expect about a turkey, man? What's something that's really unique about them compared to maybe any other animal? Is there something that really stands out about them? Because they definitely look really different. They kind of seem like a peacock that's been,
essentially a peacock is a turkey, just a different. They're very, very similar. They'll get hooks too. They'll get spurs. They just got a weirder call than a turkey does, and then I don't know their characteristics. I mean, they're pretty much a noble animal. They stick together. I don't know. Just I've been around them for so long. Take mine. I was raised up in it. 89. I was like 5 years old when my parents started it.
So your parents started this business?
Yeah. Okay. My mom and dad did it. Mom worked at the bank. Dad worked down the road driving heavy equipment for a company down in Northern Virginia. And he would commute like 2 hours back and forth. And we just needed to figure out a better way to bring some money in for the farm, because the farm I actually live on, Hazard Mill Farms, it's been in the family since, continuously since the late 1700s. Damn. And then we've been operating. My great-great-grandfather bought it in 1888 from another family member, and he bought a bunch of these tracts up, and he owned both sides of the river. Now my other family owns the other side. We got this side right on the Shenandoah River.
And has it always been turkeys for both sides, or
no? We my parents were the So I guess I'd be a second generation turkey part. But I mean, we did beef cattle. My great grandfather would forage the river and bring cattle over there. They did tomatoes for the cannon factory. He was a big time farmer. Granted, we were poor and lived off the land, but now I mean, I'm looking at some prime real estate that I just happened to put into conservation easements. I ain't got to worry about no development. Nice. It's all bordered by national forests. So.
Right on the river.
Yeah, right on the river.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So so you guys, at what point did you guys get out of cropping and just get into turkeys?
So we were just on beef cattle. My dad started back bringing beef back on. He married into my mom's side, and it's my mom, my grandmother, my aunt that owned that property. And he started it, and then they said, you can grow, like I was telling you, instead of having to have 200 head of cattle, you can make the same money with 2 turkey barns that take up 14 acres.
Wow.
So we're able to preserve the land to the way we want, because we're more mountain land. It's all up on Massanutten Mountain. Got some fields out there. We do hay and pasture. But other than that, we couldn't run the 200 head of cattle to make enough make a living to justify it. So
right. Well, this is just more economical, makes more sense for you.
Yeah, it's still, to start a new barn, start to finish right now, you're probably looking at $1.5 million per barn.
Really?
Start to finish. And then you're not going to turn a profit until, I think they're saying, depending when that barn gets built, 13 months to 16 months by the time your first flock and you're turning over some money.
So say you sell a flock, right? The market's at a decent price. Yeah. How I mean, can you make a decent living? I mean, I used to work on a farm. I worked on a soybean, corn, and cotton farm in college, at the end of college, or at the end of high school and beginning of college. And I didn't own anything, but I saw basically kind of how the living was, and like how when there was a bad crop, there was some subsidization by the government and stuff like that. So at least you had a little bit of backup because you were providing like
insurance.
Because you're providing a value to America. You're providing like food or whatever it was, or animal food or whatever. What is it like for you guys there with the market? Is it what can a turkey farmer make?
I'm pretty small scale compared to the other guys. So like cash flow wise, I'm pulling in, roughly, depending on the flock average, you can make 150, give or take, a year. And and that's not just on, and granted, I'm still paying electric, some of that cost comes out, but we're kind of like a cooperative. So we do get some dividends and stuff through that. So it's not as bad as if I just grew for a privatized company.
Like you were sharecropping or something.
Yeah, or if I grew for like Butterball or something.
Right.
They'll give you incentives and stuff as well if you do good for your first 2 years. But after that, then there's no other incentive to grow for them, and then you're
already kind of locked in.
You're capped in at what you got, and then you're like, well, do I build a couple more barns and take another chunk of investment out? So
it's $1.5 million to start a new barn,
roughly. Yep.
If you wanted to start one, and that's before you start to make any money to come in. It'll be after your first flock is done. That's 3-4 months. 5 months maybe.
No, it's first flock. It's like I said, 13 to 14 months. You're built, got your first flock in, and it's out the door. Turn around.
Okay, and how long is that flock coming? You said it's 19 weeks?
19 weeks.
19 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. How much months is that? Almost 5 months.
Yeah.
So you can maybe do 2 flocks in a year, kind of. Is that what you kind of go for?
We go 3 flocks a year.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, because you can overlap some? Or?
Yeah.
Huh. Do you have the idea that you want to do another barn, or you think you're kind of good where you're at?
I'm good where I'm at. I got like I was telling him, I'm moving. I shut down one production side, and I created Hazard Mill Selects. Mm-hmm. So right now we're doing CBD, we're growing hemp in there, and then Virginia just went legal for marijuana. So that's my whole another step. I'm getting ready to try to get one of these permits and go.
Dude, if you came out with that turkey THC, that shit that'll put you to sleep, boy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, dude? Because both those things will put me to sleep. If I have a little bit of turkey, or I have a dang hit on a joint, or hit on a damn
just mellow you right out.
Dab, Hell, if I even kiss some girl that's been smoking dope, I'll fucking go to bed, man. I go to sleep real easy, dude. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? That I don't.
She ain't even got to rub your belly.
Oh, dude. I see a pillow, son. It's over.
Yeah.
It's time. Why does turkey make people go to sleep?
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with it, but I know it releases some type of endorphin or whatnot. But it's supposed to. It's kind of like a melatonin you get from it.
Do turkeys sleep a lot? Do they have it because it's in them? I guess.
Well, they'll kind of get in that nesting when lights go out for them. They'll get their downtime and they'll kind of rubble up, and that's when they're all together. They kind of just like to stick together, and you'll see them all like wing to wing, just chilling out and nuzzle down. They'll take the fresh shavings, kick it over, and then just kind of snuggle up.
Kind of like lions or something. Like if you see a
pride of
lions out there, yeah. Now, what are turkeys like different in the wild? So, do you turkey hunt also?
Yeah. I'm an avid hunter, fisherman, outdoorsman. So.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same, except for that they're able to. They're not as heavy, so they'll fly up and roost every night. So they'll do the same thing, but they'll roost in trees together.
Okay. How high can a turkey get up in a tree?
I've seen them up in pine trees 20 to 30 feet.
No way.
Then they'll come off that roost and just glide. I mean, if they're off a canyon or a little cliff style, they'll just glide over and go like 300 or 400 yards, and then just boop, and then they start doing turkey things, start pecking and looking for food and scratching around. I've actually had turkeys come up to my barns and get them riled up where they're gobbling back and forth at each other during springtime. They'll be outside, like, what's up? And then they just start going back and forth.
And who fights more, the males or female turkeys?
The males. Yeah. Females, other than if something's trying to get after their babies, they generally, in the wild, they don't.
Right.
Yeah.
What keeps them from mating when they're in y'all's containment over there?
I think it's just because they're not technically a mature bird.
Oh, so they're not even at what age do they start to mate?
Like about right when they're getting ready to go out. So they don't really,
So a lot of them are never going to see fatherhood, really.
No. Well, they just get their, do their job and, feed America. It's
dinner time.
Everybody. I mean, it's.
Is there a lot of pushback on the industry?
No, not. I wouldn't say for.
It's such a staple.
See, turkeys. We're not like chicken companies, so we're a little more of a niche market compared to like Purdue for their chickens, because you're not seeing chicken nuggets. You ain't seeing turkey nuggets inside. So the demand's so high for chicken that they have a larger turnaround. And then there's instances where that you see some bad stuff that happens on farm with other workers and stuff like that. But
how did y'all lose that battle? Was there like a battle where it was like chicken or turkey was going to be the thing?
I don't know, man. They've been growing turkeys since like the 50s and 60s in the Shenandoah Valley where I'm from, and I don't think it was ever I guess it was something back in the day, because I guess turkeys got stapled as the Thanksgiving niche, and then you think, I'm gonna eat turkey once a year, maybe Christmas,
yeah,
so you're like, okay, I'll eat my turkey and then just eat chicken the rest of the time. So I think maybe we kind of got ourselves put into the first Thanksgiving, put us there. People get tired. They eat that big meal. You get tired, and you're like, I'm good on turkey for a while. And
yeah, maybe that's part of it too. Maybe turkey has that thing where it's like, I'm a
holiday vibe.
Yeah, I think it's true. It's like it's been romanticized kind of in culture as, like a holiday meat.
Special.
Yeah, it's a fancy thing. You would see rich people like at a thing, and they got a big plaque or something they're eating off of, and they're all, somebody's rich and the kid's on pills or whatever, but he's still having turkey. It's always, like the Norman Rockwell or something. You'd see those pictures, and I think it makes you
have
feel
a full turkey, a full-size pig with an apple stuck in.
Yeah.
King's table, like King's Law.
Yeah, you would see that. You're like, oh man, this is a fancy
big
time.
Old turkey leg.
Oh yeah, somebody. Here's a question that came in right here from Christopher right here. Let's get to it.
Hey, Theo, Mr. Turkey Farmer. This is Chris from down in Sydney, Australia. Rise up, lights! Rise up, lights! I was just wondering, I'm a big fan of turkey. I think it's a great meat. It's nourishing. It's lean.
Amen.
And I just wondered why you don't see it on more fast food chains, like at McDonald's or KFC. Because, me, I'd love to have a McGobble-gobble. No homo.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
But that's my question.
No
just
homo,
why
bro.
don't you see turkey on more fast food menus? Because it's a great meat.
Yeah.
It is.
Gang,
baby. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
And Rise Up Lights, if you say Rise Up Lights a couple times, it sounds like razor blades in Australian.
Okay.
Rise Up Lights.
You just taught me something new.
Yeah, try it. It's good.
Rise Up Lights.
Rise Up Lights.
Rise Up Lights.
Yeah, it sounds like razor blades.
Razor.
So anyway, just good icebreaker. Good, keep the wife warm with that one. But that's a great question. Yeah, how does it? Why isn't it? Do you think it's headed that way? Well, first start. Why isn't it? Why isn't turkey more that thing? Now you do see it at like a Jimmy John's. You do see it
Arby's.
at a Subway's. You see it at Arby's.
So you're seeing like a lot of them. It's going to be like the sliced turkey. So that's something that we would probably sell like a product where they're getting that breast meat to the masses. I'd love to see like a turkey tender instead of a chicken tender. I just think the market for it to be sustainable like that, the reason you haven't seen the turkeys go hard, it's just really we don't have that type of that many farmers out there to actually be able to consistently sustain that demand at the moment. So it's kind of like we go all in, and then say you guys don't end up wanting to, turkey nuggets or whatnot, and
right.
then you got like a lot of farmers don't invest it, $2-3 million in this stuff, and then they're out on the streets again.
You almost need a different hype, man. You need like a big PR thing to be like turkey is that thing. It's like
because you see us at Panera Bread. That's another big comp.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I hadn't really thought like it's only turkey is often sliced, or you'll see it at like a Boston market or something like that. Sometime a place where they do more of a meal. I think it's regarded as more of a meal and not as much of I don't want to say like a cheap eat, but because I love turkey burgers. Turkey burgers is something that I love.
It's delicious.
It's great, man. So, and maybe some of it's growing over time. Do you know if the market is growing over time?
It has compared. I mean, you're going from when my parents started in '89. I know they've had some attempts, niche markets where they pushing it, but now since people are more wanting to know what they put in their body, like he was saying, people want that lean protein from that turkey, and it's different than chicken.
Yeah.
I think it's, if not better. I mean, you barbecue up a couple chicken tenders and slice that breast up just right. I mean, it's good on the grill, good anywhere, man.
Fucking looks good, man.
Yeah.
God damn, it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it right now, dude.
If I had it, I'd cook it for you.
Fuck, man.
I'll have to
every
get you
time
one.
people see you, they just want some damn turkey. They're like, damn, what are you doing here? Give me some damn turkey.
It's like, yeah, man, can I get another slice? So no problem. They just want
like you should just have it in your coat like a little hit man.
You want some breast? You want that thigh?
Yeah, dude, I'd probably take a little thigh, man. I think
Yeah.
Is there a part of the turkey that's being used for something new and novel that we don't know about, or like a new? Like, is there a part that
they sell everything from our turkeys to everything.
Yeah.
The feathers will go. They've even shipped stuff to South Korea, stuff like that. The guts, the inwards, stuff like that. I don't know what they use them for, but they've found a really good market where they can, be very useful and use pretty much all the birds, the feet,
Huh.
So there's a niche for just about anything in the world. Somebody's going to eat it, like we were just talking about turkey fries. You wouldn't think that would be a niche, but we sell a pile of turkey fries.
And what is? Oh, a turkey fry is the nut.
Nuts, yeah. Turkey nuts.
Damn.
But
You haven't had that. 2 out of 3 men, 2/3 of men will experience some form of hair loss. Oh, the other day I saw a guy watching a scary movie and his damn mustache fell right off. Right onto the damn remote. Dear God. Well, Keeps offers a simple, stress-free way to keep your hair. Convenient virtual doctor consultations and medications delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You don't have to leave your home. Low-cost treatments start at just $10 per month, and Keeps offers generic versions. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/Theo to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's KEEPS.com/THEO. Get your first month free. It's a great gift for someone. If they're struggling with hair loss or they're worried, or if you are, treat yourself. Keeps.com/Theo. My favorite pair of sweats have become my dang favorite pair of business attire. These days, with the world where it is, people are doing business from a damn bunker in their backyard. You see a dude doing damn business and he's on a damn and he's doing Kegels and chest exercises with his buddies in the park. Times have changed. Yup, it's ridiculous that I got to change if I'm running for a coffee or if I'm running for an actual run. It shouldn't be that way. That's why you got to check out Public Rec. They make elevated athleisure wear. Hey. In multi-dimensional sizes, Jeeps. Because they believe that comfort starts with a better fit. Their best-selling all-day, everyday pant is available in over 40 different sizing combinations and can fit men anywhere from 5'8" to nearly 7 feet tall. Dang, that's drastic measures. Dang. They come in 9 different colors, one for each day of the week, and you could do 2 weekends if something happened to the week, the second week. Public Rec also makes elevated shorts, T-shirts, polos, jackets, even golf gear. They've got it all. Public Rec rarely discounts, but right now they have an exclusive offer just for TPW listeners. Go to publicrec.com and use promo code Theo to receive 10% off. That's publicrec.com and use promo code Theo for 10% off. Public Rec yourself. What else we got over there? Spence, anything else come in? Here's a question right here from a white guy.
What up, Theo? It's Carl out here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Shout out Nick. I have a quick question for your turkey farmer. What does he eat on Thanksgiving? Because for me, if I was processing all those birds and getting ready for this Thanksgiving rush, I'd be so over it. I'd be like, no, we're going to get some steaks. We're going to get some ham or something else. So what does he do? And then if he is turkey, then what's his favorite side? Because obviously the Birdman's going to know the best side to go with some turkey. So I'm looking for some suggestions. Appreciate you. Gang, gang.
That Birdman, yeah. What's the what's the choice from the captain himself? What is it?
You know, I always joke around with the guys with the company. We eat one of our turkeys every year. So, like, just before I come here, one of my guys from the company, we kill our own birds, and then we keep our turkey birds, and we give everybody in the company a free turkey.
Okay.
But with that being said, I mean, I've been lobbying to get some ham, maybe partner up with a pig company or exchange or something.
Yeah, do y'all do? Is there any dark you sneaking over there at night across the freaking pig pen or what? Is there any?
No, it's none of that.
But do you choose? So for Thanksgiving, you guys have turkey.
Yes, I mean, I cook a lot. I'm borderline chef, wife's a chef, but I do a nice infrared, so I don't deep fry it, but I put them in that infrared, and it gets that crispiness just like a deep fried bird without all that oil.
Really?
Man,
is that the new thing?
It's delicious, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I grew up on that turducken, man, and even that
turducken's good,
we had
too.
damn Turditos. I remember it's like a turkey and a duck, and then they fill it with Cheetos, I remember.
Shit.
And I'm like, what is this shit? You know what I'm saying? They had damn everything
Spicy
out
Cheetos
there.
or regular Cheetos?
I think I couldn't tell. I think it was regular.
Okay.
Yeah, because nobody in our area ate those jalapeno Cheetos.
Yeah.
It was more they didn't even have the hot ones at that point. It was just they were still doing the regular Cheeto, you know.
Something to try.
But that third item now, did that turducken? Did that ever hit you? Do you guys have to do that?
No. I've bought a turducken.
You believe in all that?
It's okay. It's just a lot going on. You got the turkey and chicken and all that stuff stuffed in there. Sometimes I've seen them stuff a quail in that thing.
Yeah. Or I've seen Turala Geep or whatever it is. Turala Geep. It's turkey, alligator, and then sheep meat in it.
Ooh. Yeah,
and I'm like, what? At some point, people are just this is a damn gangbang, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a little too much. I feel like if you get all those meats and just cook them primarily alone, and you can still do your own mix.
Yeah, you could just mix it on your plate. Like, why do you have to? I feel like
it robs flavor from one or the other. It's a lot of trial and error there. Now I like my turkey. I like to do it, in that infrared deep fryer style, oilless fryer, or whatever you want to call it.
Is it good? I've never had that. That sauna. It's almost like a sauna, huh?
So it's propane, and then it's like one of those smokeless fire pits. So none of the smoke comes up, and it's like a tube, and you drop the turkey in just like a fryer. And the heat just goes around it, and they crisp it up just perfect.
Oh, damn,
yeah,
boy.
Man.
Like that thing's in Barbados or something.
I like to inject it with some marinades, get it juicy.
Do you guys also, have you ever thought of getting into that market, or that's not really your market to get into like a marinade? It's because I guess you don't have that storefront.
I right now do not have the storefront. Eventually, Hazardville Farms itself we're planning to put in probably some grapes, do a winery. I wanted to infuse some CBD into my wine tasting room. I got an events barn down there on the river. We've been doing some events and
nice,
weddings
man.
and stuff. So
Yeah, I'm curious. You sound like do you feel like you wanted to be a turkey farmer? Do you feel like you wanted to be an entrepreneur? Like, where do you kind of feel like some of your sense to be a businessman came from?
Just being able to diversify, and my major push is to save small farms, be creative, and then give back. So entrepreneurship was, all on me. Sitting around, I want to be creative so my daughter doesn't have to sell the property. Or I think the death of small farms is really where the mom and dad starts to farm. We can't afford to live off them. We go get a job, then we end up getting our own career. So they just never really come back to the farm until mom and dad dies, and then boom, they're selling it.
And then they're selling it because their interest is gone.
So
yeah, it's interesting how we do that, huh?
Yeah, so I'm here to, that's why I came to chat. I mean, I'm on 6th District is the congressional district I'm in. I'm on the Ag Advisory Committee for Congressman Klein.
Okay. And that's in Virginia?
Yeah, that's in Virginia. So really bad props to Ben Klein, good friend of mine. He really wants to know what's every niche. He wants to know what's good for dairy for his district, what's good for poultry. He doesn't know much about it because he was an attorney, Commonwealth attorney, and then got the congressional spot there a few years back. So, I mean, I give him mad props. He's going out trying to find us like-minded farmers to meet and then help him out. What do we need? How we can do better? And how can we save these farms and keep us rocking?
Wow. And what's the biggest threat to the small farms?
Subdivisions and development.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess when you said that you had that conservatorship now, a conservatorship?
I got a conservation easement with
easement.
With VCC, Virginia Council, out of Stanton, Virginia.
So your land will be safe now, so they can't develop within that.
So even if it's sold, they would have to buy that thing in a large tract, and there's no commercial nor housing can be developed there. If anything did happen. So.
Yeah, it's interesting because I had on a guy who does small game. He does, like, if you got something in your house that's not your wife or kid, and but it's trying to, be alive. You know what I'm saying? That mid-sized animal control man.
Yeah.
This fella. And he said that a lot of times you find raccoons in your house, you find this, and he goes, it's because he's like, they don't know it's your house, dude. They're not like robbers or burglars or, like they're not like the wet bandits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they think it's a tree. Like their trees have all been torn down and shit. So they're just climbing into whatever seems like it's close to that. So it's interesting when we start to really give up our nature. I think a lot of it goes to we get so stuck inside of ourselves. Like I was going for a jog this morning. It's beautiful out there, man. And that's the place where I seen the wild turkeys. They just have them out there, and like you see them gobbling, and sometimes there'll be a little crew of them. Pretty cool just to run right. I mean, you're probably 15, 20 feet, and sometimes they run off. Sometimes they be a little curious, but so it's like, sometimes I'm so in my head the whole time I'm running, I'm barely even seeing that I'm in like a damn beautiful place, I mean, it's stunning. So I'm missing all of the nature. I think a lot of that kind of stuff happens because we don't even value it anymore. We don't even see it. Anyway, that's a long diatribe for me. But so one of the biggest problems is people coming along and just building stuff.
Yeah, so like I said, as soon as that family lose interest, and you can't blame the kid that went out and started a nice career somewhere else. I get it, but if we're able to diversify, agritourism's huge for us right now. That's kind of what I'm doing with I want to do the grapes, the wine, CBD, eventually cannabis. I just want to be able to have a good living. The wedding venue and events venue that I'm doing right now, it's been a big hit. Done a lot of charity work this past year with it. So it's give back to the community why we try to preserve this beautiful piece of tract of land I got, and just that whole valley. I'm very fortunate. Not only my property. I mean, we have a whole corridor on that river that's all under conservation easement now.
On the Shenandoah Valley, can you bring that up, please?
Yeah, South Fork of the Shenandoah River.
And I think it's interesting that because it is interesting if you're doing events. And when I saw those pictures of the white, when you showed me the picture of you in there with those white birds,
yeah,
it's funny. It really changed a lot of my perception of what I was even talking about. Because I just don't have any idea. A lot of people you just have no idea.
Yeah, you don't know the market. It's not a very
You've never seen anything.
yeah. That's me right there, Shenandoah River.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, we got the that's a view from Andy Getz. Go down a little bit. That right there, Shenandoah State Park. That's to
In the middle.
Yeah. So that's a view back going toward my mountain.
Okay.
That's my family across the river. My great uncle put that and sold that to the state park to save it from being developed.
Wow.
So it's Andy Getz State Park. It's really, I mean, I'm not trying to be biased, but I think we have probably the prettiest stretch of river in the whole valley. But it goes all the way up to Page and Luray, and it'll run all the way to Harper's Ferry.
All the way up to in Tennessee?
West Virginia, Harper's Ferry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it flows north, so it'll go all the way down and dump into the Potomac. So Front Royal, they'll run in. That's our town we live in. North and south meet. And then that Shenandoah River becomes one, the John Denver stuff. And then you'll go on down, and it'll join in Harper's Ferry and dump into the Potomac.
Wow. We did a show a couple weeks ago along the Potomac. I never knew what it was. I mean, I knew about it.
Yeah.
But it's it's just funny. We just, I mean, I don't know. And I don't say we, but I need to see more nature so that it becomes, more of my common understanding.
Anytime you want to come out, take you fishing. I see you caught smallmouth there a while back. So.
Oh, yeah, dude. Barely caught it. Jesus.
You got it in, man.
But it was pretty cool. We were catching
the minnows.
minnows, yeah. Literally out of we had one of those nets. You throw it, you know?
Casting net.
Dude, it was so cool. I'd never done it.
Yeah.
So then you get it on the thing, and then you put it in this other thing, in this other area where the water is, and then next thing you know, you get dude, they were
hammering it.
But after about 31 minutes, they quit. I think that word got out.
Yeah, you got so many in one hole, gigs get up. But
yeah,
anytime you come on out to the river, man, we'll take you up.
What's a city that's near you guys?
So Front Royal, Luray, that's kind of rural. Front Royal, where the gateway is Skyline Drive, and that's the start. And Skyline Drive will go all the way down to Stanton, and it turns into the Blue Ridge Parkway. It goes to North Carolina.
Okay.
But Winchester, I know you probably heard of Winchester.
Mm-hmm. Winchester, Virginia?
Yeah.
No.
So that's the next one up, and then we're only 70 miles from D.C.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't mind coming to check out the turkey farm. Maybe on a tour whenever we do D.C., we could set it up. Because we just went to Richmond, but I'm sure we'll go somewhere else. But, yeah, it's just funny, man. Until I saw that picture of you with those, I'm like, I didn't even know they looked like this. I don't have a real perception of something. What's another question that came in here for Robert Spence?
Oh, shoot. Gotta turn that around. What up, Theo? What up, Turkey Killer? I know Theo, he believes in it, and certain people like to debate it. But I want to know if there's ever been a turkey with that DS. You ever seen one with one eye open or cross-eyed or whatever? Curious to see if you ever seen one, and do those kind of get kicked out from the rest of the group as far as what gets put on Thanksgiving dinner table or what? Let me know. All right, gang, turkey hitter.
Gang, baby. Yeah, do turkeys get diseases like humans? Do they get Down syndrome?
They'll have some modified genetics every once in a while, like a crooked foot or just like a droopy neck, or it's not so much like I would call it like Down syndrome. I just think it's they were born with some type of disability, and usually they get called out. Just
that's nature.
Yeah, man. You either you don't want that bird to suffer, and it's like I said, depending on the bird. Like the one guy asked if we ever kind of keep them. I do have like a holding pen to help birds heal back up, and if they can make it, they can. That way they're not in general population.
Yeah.
Kind of,
totally.
Get them out of gin, put them in that solitaire. But but no, we're just trying to run a healthy, successful business, hopefully. But yeah, they just get cold, man. Sometimes it's a dog eat world out there.
Yeah, it's funny how we romanticize nature as if it's gonna do this beautiful thing for itself.
No.
That once we become involved, that of course sometimes we're using animals for food, of course, but also it's like a raccoon will kill its children. A man raccoon will kill a female raccoon's children just so she'll go back in the heat so we can have sex.
Same with the bear.
I mean, that's some some
brutal.
Lester Holt shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, dude? That's dark arts.
Yeah, so being ethical and properly euthanizing them on the spot, you got to make that call and not even second guess. I mean, Cam talks the same stuff about how cruel the hunting, the nature is compared to hunting, and it's true. I mean, you're able to arrow that animal or shoot that animal at a good ethical shot, and you're able to harvest that meat with minimum damage, where you can watch a wildebeest or whatever out there getting eaten by a lion while he's just sitting there with a broken back hollering. Same with the bears, and it's just
they're not doing it ethically. It's not like they're inviting them to a damn Holiday Inn or
they
something.
eat them while they're still alive. So it's like, man, come on.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
That whole world is interesting. We had the guy Jimmy John, John Leotow, who created the Jimmy John's company,
Yeah.
right? And we were talking a little bit. He's a big game hunter, and but what some people don't know is that you pay sometimes exorbitant fees to go hunt like a specific animal, and then the fee will pay for like we'll pay for like local school. I mean, especially like when you're in Africa, some of these other countries, like you're paying for like you're going to really keep that economy alive,
and it provides that food for that community. I mean,
there's tons of things that go into that. That's true. The food too.
Yeah, conservation's key because they have those villagers come and actually. I have a friend that's South African, and his family had a hunting preserve. He moved to my town, but same thing, man. They're there to feed the village, and they got like 100 little. They watch out for poachers. They'll notify the.
Oh yeah.
They're there to snitch on these awful people that are poachers, and 'cause that's their livelihood.
Yeah,
That's their
it's
food.
huge.
That's what keeps them surviving.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's like what is like that whole line is very interesting. Do you feel like turkeys seem like a regular pet? Do they seem like a dog? Do they seem like they have that kind of thing in them? Or do they seem more distant and more like just a snack?
I mean, there's a fine balance. I don't care if that you had two turkeys by themselves in a pen that you farm raised. They can kind of they can get to a point where they're kind of a little bit nicer. But like I said, the people that are raising turkeys small range and backyard, at a point at that 18 to 19 old range, they're still going to be an asshole.
Right.
But like I said, as they get older, that stuff goes away. They'll mellow out.
Right.
I've seen turkeys that are pretty chilled and cool, and then I've seen turkeys that are it's probably just like human nature. Some of us are chilled and others are complete dicks. So.
Oh, dude. When I was 16 years old, I probably deserved to die.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm real honest with you.
Same
You know
here.
what I'm saying?
Same here.
Everybody I know did. What's the personal life like over there? You got a spouse. I see you brought your beautiful wife here today. Where'd you guys meet?
Oh, we met at a bar.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When y'all were, what age were you?
Oh, I think I was mid-20s by then. So, yeah, I think we've been together for about 8 years.
Oh, that's a nice run, huh? How's it been, man, when you give him a thumbs up so far?
She puts up with me.
Does she?
Yeah, she's a good girl.
Did she want to be a entrepreneur? Did she have a business side, or is that?
Yeah. So she came from the restaurant industry, chef, ran a restaurant there in town for a while. We got together. I built her a food truck. She was chefing up some quality food at a couple wineries. We do some big events like Cycle Virginia, where there's like 3,800 cyclists.
Oh wow!
And then we do other events, and then now she's doing Tiny Hazard kids clothes. We have a daughter that's 5 years old, and she makes some really unique pieces for other moms. They got a bunch of different moms groups and stuff. So she's a homemaker. She's making awesome clothes, and it's called Tiny Hazards.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll share the website and stuff and share the link. And so that's a small business, and that's what kind of stuff would you get from there? Could you get stuff for the holiday season from there?
Yeah. She's getting ready. I think you got a whole holiday line you're doing. So she's got the Christmas collection.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And it's for children's clothing? Or
Yeah.
for animals?
So no, for kids. I'm sure she would make something for some animals, some dogs and cats. But she's got her template done, and she'll do from babies up to toddlers. So it's kind of like that. I don't know if you ever heard of rags, but that's kind of like a kid's clothes like that, but it's her own.
Nice. Now I'm gonna have to check it out. I don't have any children yet, but I wouldn't mind getting a wife and getting some children.
Well, you're in Nashville. There's plenty of them down there.
I know, man, but a lot of them down there are getting damn DUIs. You know what I'm saying? I got to find one I think a little further away from Broadway where there's a little less liquor in them.
Well, you're good over here. You can probably get you a suburban.
I got to, maybe one with more antibiotics in it.
Yeah, get you a farm girl.
I wouldn't mind,
One with something in Kentucky with a horse farm or something.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind, sometimes I wonder why, you definitely find more of like kind of a home, I don't want to say homemaker type, but there's people that's more family centric, I think, here than in like Los Angeles. There it's a little bit more work centric, and it's hard to have a family because everybody kind of, not it's hard to have a family, but it's hard to have like a space for a family to really breathe, I think.
Well, it's good to get that teammate. She's not just at home. She works for a successful barbecue company. She does all the bookkeeping, tax preparation. Same with me. She keeps my books in order, so I don't have to think as much.
Yeah,
on that end.
I feel you.
Taxes are the devil. For the most
thinking's the damn devil, dude.
That's trouble.
Yeah, it is trouble, man. And what's the biggest threat then to turkey crops every year?
Just the unknown avian flu or something.
But lightning or something.
No, lightning's not a big deal.
Damn.
No, we're good.
It was.
You can have pileups if loud noises or go off, but like I said, we got alarm systems in there. We know what that stuff's running at. If something happened, I get a phone call right now, and I'll know. Send my worker in there. The bigger operations, they'll have like a whole command center, and they'll have cameras on every angle. Computers run
It's like punked.
Yeah, man. Computers run the curtain machines, the heaters. Everything's on thermostat. Everything. And we're trying to provide them with the best possible growing environment, and that's pretty much, as long as you don't mess up with the biosecurity and go in there and bring something from the outside world, you're usually golden.
Now, there's a lot of even with that avian flu or whatever.
Yeah, the avian flu. Yeah,
and humans can get that too.
No, that's not transmitted from what what we've read on. That's not something that, there's a type of avian flu that will go transfer to human, but I think all that stuff's over in China. And
can we transfer anything to them? Is there any illness that you would have or a worker would have where you say let's don't do it today?
Nothing that we carry would transcend over there. They had I think some turkeys had what they call like a blue comb. It's kind of like a coronavirus, but that's something that's been for years they've had, and it's just kind of similar symptoms other than they get like a kind of a cough, chill out for about 2 weeks. It's just like a little flu, but it's not, it does hurt their growth, but it doesn't really massively kill them. But I've heard of stuff like that out there, but for the most part in the valley, we've done very well, and we're spaced out enough, and we create, good quality birds. And another little statistic I didn't even hit you with, just the industry alone for poultry in Virginia, that's a $12 to $13 billion industry.
Wow.
That we provide.
Wow.
So it's not like it's small time. We're small time, but we're providing a much larger service than what we.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't think about it. People just think everything just comes from somewhere. People think you just get emailed a turkey now. It's just, Yeah. One last question I had: can I have turkey eggs? It's the same as chicken eggs?
Yeah.
No way.
Damn. Yeah. It's a bigger egg.
I didn't know it. It's bigger too.
It's a little bit bigger.
And does it taste the same?
It's not too much different. I've only had it a few times, but you could potentially get turkey eggs if you had like a laying operation, like a small time. I believe I don't even know anybody right now that does that. Like from a small farm aspect, everybody has some chickens or something. And they produce. You get 3 chickens, they're producing way more eggs than you could ever eat by yourself. And
my sister, they're damn eating eggs. They got eggs everywhere. They're dying eggs. They're dying eggs on damn. They're dying them for Halloween and shit. They're out of their minds. But yeah, I love when they have chickens. I love being over there. Some of the chickens get pretty friendly. You know?
Some will. Some can. Usually them roosters, like I said, just like a turkey dickhead.
Yeah.
Coming up trying to throw bows on you.
So a turkey's a bit more like a rooster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that's the concept. How roosters can be really aggressive, chase you. Them turkeys will chase you. So.
I wonder if some of these kind of more like athletic type men's and stuff would do a turkey egg. I wonder if there'd be a market for that. Like, I feel like if I'm a protein junk, like I'm one of those guys, then I'd love to have me, 8 turkey eggs at the house, have the boys come over.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of them guys, they go for ostrich eggs. You see how big those suckers are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me see a turkey egg. Spence. We'll get out of here. I never even looked at one. Yeah. Oh, damn.
Yeah. See? It's a handful.
It's bigger than a chicken egg?
Yeah. Yeah. That's bigger than a jumbo chicken egg at that. You see how the whole palm of the hand? So you're looking at maybe a regular eggs like that. And then
I like that.
There you go.
Ooh, stunting. And he's mixed, too, that one.
Uh-huh. Got that speckle.
Yeah, boy, damn. That Ben Simmons, baby. Let's go, son. What do you do to keep busy outside of when you're not working?
About close to 9-10 years ago, I started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Did you?
Yep. And then been doing it ever since. Started a gym. Now I got 2 gyms located, one in Front Royal, one in Luray. My other buddy's a second-degree black belt, my buddy Andy. He's got a gym in Harrisonburg near JMU College. And, so we started
They're switching conference, I think, JMU.
Yeah, they're going big time. They're going.
Good for them.
Yeah, man, they're killing it. They got a good program, and they'll bring in a lot more money with that new. I think they're going PacSun or
ASUN or something. Maybe?
Something like that.
I don't know, something Sun.
And,
Sun Belt.
Yeah, Sun Belt. That's
no belt, I think. No belt. That's my jiu-jitsu class. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So you also run the gyms, or you have people that run them?
So I run the gyms with other instructors. I got a couple of guys that came up through the ranks with me, and I'm currently a brown belt right now under Christian Woodmansey, and he's a Autos black belt from his gym's in Philly. So Logic, and then just all over the place, man. I've trained with all the Autos guys, JT Torres, Andre. Galvo, and then just had my buddy Nassar. He's one of the HQ black belts out. He came out and we had him for a seminar, hung out with him for about 4 or 5 days.
Oh, that's cool, huh?
Get some training in and good times. But yeah, Andy's gym's Pressure, BJJ in Harrisonburg. But now, man, I love it. My daughter's 5 now, so she's all about it.
It's a great community.
Yeah, so I love the kids class, adults class. We just come together and have a good time.
Yeah, it was funny. I was in that's awesome, man. And congrats on just staying so entrepreneurial. That's one thing I find that's always interesting in people is how do you get entrepreneurial? Where does that come from?
I think certain drives, I'm not working a typical 9-to-5 job like yourself. You're not doing you're doing your thing, grinding it out, and I'm always taking on, I get a bunch of crap, but she supports me on everything I do, but I do take on a lot of projects. I'm doing thermal shelter. I'm building a homeless shower trailer right now.
For animals or people?
No, for people, for the thermal shelter for the homeless here in my town. Help
homeless. How many people live in the town? It sounds like you probably have 11 homeless.
Yeah, it's probably like you probably get about 25 or so.
Oh, that's fair then.
Yeah, we got a population of 50,000 people.
Oh, wow. That's a nice size.
So it's not too bad. We get a lot of DC people move out. And
it's a pretty place to live, I bet, huh?
It's gorgeous. Mountains, rivers there. You got, the tourism aspect there. We had, we call them leafers. They just come there to Skyline Drive. They want to see the leaves. And you're talking about they're backed all the way back up 66. For miles.
Yeah.
It'll mess up it turns our traffic into 495 Baltimore style traffic for those few weekends out of the year.
Yeah, we were just riding through like Vermont and some other places, and the best part, we got a tour bus for the first time, rented a tour bus.
Nice.
Yeah, it was real interesting, but I got to sit in the back and have the window open. It's like, man, you just get to see the leaf. We were just cruising through leaf areas,
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So you see all these leaf people, and like the wife's got the shirt made just completely out of. She's got all these leaves hooked on her shirt, like a damn scarecrow.
You'll see them yank off the side of the road, about run you off, just to get a picture. They're like, I'm gonna take a picture on the side of the road.
Yeah,
every 5 miles, new picture.
Is there like an albino turkey that happens? Is there any like interesting pigmentation that happened with a rare bird where you get a completely white or black or blue turkey? Is there anything interesting like that?
No, our birds are, a Nicholas or a hybrid style bird, and they're always going to be a white feathered bird, and nothing out of the norm. Now, wild turkeys, you have different subspecies, and they'll crossbreed mainly, out west where the Marion and the Rio kind of pops out a hybrid looking bird.
Right.
But
you ever eaten peacock or anything like that? I won't say nothing.
No, I ain't ate no peacock. I thought about it though.
Yeah, I have. I've thought about it. I will eat some one day. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say I'm not and lie to everybody.
That's good stuff. I hear good things.
Yeah, look. I mean, look.
It's a bird.
Yeah. Look. If it looks like that, I'm gonna have a little. That's all I'm saying. Robert, man, thank you so much for being here with us, man. Really appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. Oh, I got you some swag from the farm and the jiu-jitsu gym.
Ooh, I need a new hat.
So I got that. It's a brand build. They do all my stuff.
Yeah, they're cool company, huh?
Yeah, man, they do awesome work.
They do. They've been doing real well. They sent us something a while back. Nice of them.
There you go.
Hazard Mill Farm, that's the farm?
Yeah, that's the farm. There you go.
Gang, baby.
There's an extra medium. You find you
medium. Damn, I've never seen that.
That should be a large. You got a medium there if you find you a girl down there. Just tell her.
Okay.
So what's up? I got the turkey.
You know how I like them, baby. You know? You know how I like them, dude. At least 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Robert Huffman, thank you so much for coming in, dude. This is really just a nice gift, man. I know with Thanksgiving time, people aren't thinking about turkeys and stuff. Do Native Americans ever look at you as like the bad? Like, do you ever get billed as like the bad guy for doing turkey? You think?
Not to my face. I mean, I got some Native American family members, so we're the Virginia tribes. They still give a turkey and a deer to the governor every year.
Oh wow.
But now,
wow, really?
Yeah,
that's
pretty
remarkable.
If you look that up, they'll still do that. It's like an annual. Since there's no reservations or anything in Virginia, there's just what's left of us in that area.
They're, to me, they're like a Southern Aerosmith, and the drummer. Some people don't know. I've told the story before. I'll tell it fast. The drummer I used to work with his father. His father had a farm over there in the along the Mississippi-Louisiana border. And I used to work on the farm in the summertime. And his dad, his dad really cared about me when I didn't have someone to care about me sometimes. Or just, his dad was a male presence that was around. That let me feel okay around him. That didn't really judge me and just let me feel okay. And we were friends for years, and his father passed away from addiction. And the son, who I've known since he was probably 2, he's been in some bands over the years, and I didn't, somebody says they're a drummer for a couple of years, you're like, damn, they're like, yeah, I'm in the band. You're like, well, damn, he's doing drugs, But he stayed with those sticks, and this dude will fucking put a tambourine out of business, brother. This young fella can play the drums, and they have an amazing band. And now he's in this band, Bishop Gunn, and it's just been a blessing to see my friend's son get to live out some of his dreams. Anyway, what's going on? I'm back. I was in West Palm this weekend. I want to announce these tour dates. Oh wait, I just did announce them. We'll put that at the beginning. Let me announce them now. I'll announce them now, so we don't have to edit anything in here. Just some new dark arts. We got some new dark arts tour dates. Some of the cities. Now, if you come to the show, a year ago, some of the material is going to be the same. It's changed, some new stories, but it's just some places we didn't get to see everybody there. So I'll be going to Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, Boise, San Antonio, Austin, Tulsa, Oklahoma City. Those are all in June. Then I'll be going in August to Sacramento, Las Vegas, Memphis, Atlanta, Louisville, Biloxi, Sayreville, New Jersey, over there at the Starland Ballroom. Bethlehem, PA, where the Lord was born, baby, over there at the Sands Bethlehem Event Center. Oxon Hill, Maryland. So if you're tired of getting gunned down over there in D.C. or or, getting stuck in the traffic for them busy libraries, you go over to Oxon Hill. Cleveland, Ohio. And I am so excited about that one. Indianapolis. I'm excited about that one. Grand Rapids, Detroit, Milwaukee, and Madison. And those are in August and October. And there's going to be some more dates in the South that are added, but I don't know when just yet. All those tickets go on sale this Tuesday, which is the 30th, I guess. April 30th at 10 a.m. local time. And the pre-sale code is ONWARD. So no one else is going to have access to these tickets except our listeners and people that, and we'll probably put a swipe up on social media. But that's going to be it. So you'll be able to get access to these tickets. And I'm excited. I love the show that I'm able to do right now, and it's just been a blast. I mean, it's been a blast, man. And so those are the cities, and thank you so much for your patience. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I was in West Palm this weekend. Dude, I got to meet Riff Raff, Jody High Roller, that freaking, the Tanqueray Tangerine Tiger. You know what I'm talking about? That Raspberry Ralph Waldo Centerson. You feel me? Man, Riff Raff in Afghanistan. And if you don't know the man, I'm talking about Dale D'Antoni with that $1 million mullet. I mean, this guy's got a mullet it'll make George Washington's butt sweat, He got that thing. Whoo! That's just got so many waves in it. When he walks by the ocean, you could hear the water get jealous. And he invited me into his multimedia complex over there. Him and his boy Mike. And, man, it was something special. I know of him through Simon Rex, and I knew of him just, growing up and seeing his wildness. He's a unique character. He's that Armageddon ostrich. He's a rare Ipanema. They don't have a lot like him, Jody High Roller, they call him. And he invited me into his home, and we did a podcast episode. And it's crazy because I remember 2 years ago thinking, man, it would be... I remember he and I messaged on Instagram, and I was like, what? I was so just... Man, it would be crazy if one day I got to interview him, talk with him, chop it up. And then here I was, getting to live out kind of like a little dream, getting to live out a special moment. And he's a special guy, he's very artistic and very unique, and it was just, I'm glad I got to do it. It was fun. It was a lot of things, but you'll see, we really chopped it up and talked about the past and talked about life, and we broke it downtown. Who else? We had, the shows were good. Dude, they had a fucking wasted guy. What show was that? Saturday Late Show. This dude had on sunglasses. He had his feet up on the table. I don't know. It almost seemed like he had been, in prehistoric times, he'd frozen up. And then enough global warming or just natural local sun or just a couple of fucking brave dudes with some pickaxes that finally, got him out of that ice block. That ice block time lock that Mother Nature had put him in. That cold coffin. Frozenness. And let him loose. And this dude was an animal. Sometimes he'd have sunglasses on, then he would take them off. He was yelling the jokes in the middle. He really almost, a lot of people complained about him. He was a real piece of fucking dirty work, man. And that's Satan, baby. Right on your shoulder. What is that? Nothing? No, that's Satan, boy. That's Satan. It was a special time, man. It was a special weekend. I enjoyed it. I was grateful that everybody came out. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It really, really meant a lot. And Florida's a unique place. If you haven't been to Florida, then you should go. You should go, dude. Everything looks smokable. When you get there at the airport, you're driving around, and everything in Florida looks like you could roll it up and smoke it, or put it in a pipe and and change your brain cartography. I mean, you could do some remapping of your interior avenues, because everything in South Florida looks smokable. Man, this fella from an old neighborhood came out. This dude, Dickie Van Zant, came out. Richard was his God-given name, but they call him Dickie. And Van Zant, I don't know if it was his natural name. I think it was Van Zantson, but eventually, you get a nickname sometimes from people in the area. And over there on McGee Street in Covington off of Lee Road, where I, sprouted up. And this dude, he, something happened to him. I don't know if he got, he had some issues and was, he had that thing in his neck where you get that hole in your neck from smoking or drinking chemicals. Sometimes people drink a fucking, half a can of gasoline, and next thing you know, they got to talk through that, they're half of a fucking flute. I mean, they put a hole right by their heart, and they're they're a wind section of an orchestra. But DVZ came out, man. He got that smoker's hole, I think from smoking too many cigars, And he could do this trick. He even did it. He'll swallow a marble and pop it out of his throat, Show the kid, surprise the boy. That esophageal David Blaine, boy, just bam, and he fucking pop it right out. It's like winning the marble lottery. And he can do it with a couple things, too. Maybe you think he stole your wife's wedding ring. He did it on one couple where he said, hey, let me see your wife's wedding ring. And the guy's like, all right. He swallows it. And the dude's like, what the hell, man? That thing cost me half a year's salary. And then before the guy can punch him, he pulls it out of his throat and makes him realize they love each other still. And that's the power, really, of the human body right there in the human spirit. So good to see you, D, man. It was nice, bro. It was nice. Man, I miss being young, man. I miss it. I got to see my little nephews. I saw them last week, and they were talking. They wanted to play sports in the street, and they collecting. They showed me their football cards, and just the excitement of when everything is new in the world. That's one thing I miss. Remember when regular things were temptation? And you mill around long enough, and then you've seen everything enough. You've collected enough basketball cards, and you've watched enough. You've gone to the beach enough times, and you've touched the nipples of enough ladies, or kissed enough women, and then the only temptations around is that it's really the dark arts at that point. The only person that's still stirring the bowl with the wooden spoon, when you look at the hand, you see that it's got dark nail polish on it. And that's the devil, man. He's the only one who's still tempting you, who's still stirring you dirty like that. So you got to find those inner temptations. That's what I have to find anyway. I got to find, you got to fight the dark arts, man. And I'm grateful to see at the shows, a lot of people come. Man, the lady told me the other day, they had a beautiful lady who's the manager there at the West Palm Beach Club. And the club, I don't know from a audience experience what the audience experience was like, but the manager, hardworking woman, and what was I talking about, man? I was talking about temptation. Anyway, she told me after one of the shows, she said, hey, at the end of the weekend, because we got done 1:30, we left the club after doing meet and greets, and just meeting everybody that wanted to wait. She said, yeah, you have one of the nicest audiences that we've ever had. I was like, wow, that's so cool. I said, yeah, I'm lucky to be part of a neat group. That's what I told her. So, we got a good group. We got a good group, except for that dark angel that was out there this dude was fucking doing lines of his grandfather's dandruff. Boy, that guy was fucking built up. He was built up on false stilts, dude, on that dust. On that. Like you got a fucking... like you got a woodpecker living in you. What else? What's going on? Oh, I'll say this, man. They had a young guy that came. Oh, an engagement. An engagement. I'll put it on the YouTube. I'll send Nick the video. A man came. Man, I can't remember his name. I thought it was Ryan, but I could be wrong. He came and he said, and he got engaged to his wife afterwards, after the show. So after the first show, I've been doing meet and greet, where I can meet about 50 people. Because if we meet everybody after the first show, then the second show gets delayed till, it can be 2 hours. So we have to limit the number of people. And then after the second show, I'll do a meet and greet and then meet anybody else that wants to wait. It just takes a while. So I know people have been asking me about it, but it's just the only fair way that I can think to do it right now, because I can't have the second show start, 2 hours late. It needs to try to start on time. And we started at a half hour late on each show this week. But anyway, but you guys don't care about that. Only I care about it. I'm always just bothering myself with myself. But a guy got engaged, man. This is the second time I've seen it. I was in Boston and a guy and his girlfriend were walking around all day. And he took a knee right there in front of me and they got engaged. I need to reach out to him too, actually. And then this pair, bam. The guy just said, oh, he didn't even have a ring for her. He went that old ringless, that ringless worm. No ring. She's like, you don't even have a ring. But they were both crying and hugging. And then today she sent me an Instagram photo and she does have a ring. So he must have made up for it today doing that Sunday shopping. But man, that's beautiful, huh? It was beautiful. And what else? Another guy came up and I was thinking about, I've been working in this 12-step stuff that I'm doing. They have, you talk about family and people you have resentments against and things that are buried inside of you that can that can affect the way you behave daily, but you don't realize it. It's not like they're treasures, but you don't realize they're treasures at first. Because resentments, they can really, it's like a little edge inside of you where it's supposed to be a curve. And so everything that goes around there is choppy. Every time your thoughts or your feelings pass through that canal of that journey within you, if you're thinking about something that even is related to, a previous experience you had that you didn't like, or a person that you don't like, or a family member, a loved one, or a parent or whatever, you have a resentment. So then anytime something else comes up that would kind of use one of the same streets in your brain or your feelings, it'll, instead of it being a curve, it'll be a 90-degree angle, and it's choppy. They're like speed bumps for the way that you can love others. To me, anyway, I can't love people as well if I have these speed bumps in me. It makes kind of the highway at my heart. It's got a lot of. It's just you're gonna have to have really good insurance if you're gonna travel down it, because I got a lot of speed bumps on it. Resentments, anger, things, previous experiences that are rough, that make my road rough and make it rough for me to bring anybody down the road. And they had a young man that came after the show and he said, hey, I really appreciate some of the stuff you talk about on the podcast when you get into like just talking about what you're feeling and stuff. My father was real old when I was born. You guys know that. My dad was born in 1910. And so I've been doing this work recently, just thinking about my dad and my relationship with him. And this young fella at the show said, hey, my dad was 61. And that got me thinking even more about my dad and just kind of how, I always had, I love my dad. I'm grateful for him. But I've also always been a little bit angry at him. I didn't realize it. I was always angry because I didn't know him very well. I was 16 when he passed away, and he was 86. And, I was angry because I didn't know him, because he didn't know me. I kind of always... And then I realized that I really kind of judged my father. Like, I didn't realize it. I always thought that one of the reasons we didn't know each other very well was because of the age gap. But I really started to think back more on it, and one of the reasons also we didn't know each other very well was because I really judged him. I really judged him for being so old. Other kids would make fun of him, and then I kind of made fun of him. And I think sometimes I didn't even try to get to know him. Even though I was young, it wasn't my responsibility, really. It wasn't an ideal situation. But I didn't really try to get to know him. And I would make the excuse, well, he shouldn't have had a kid when he was that old, What was he thinking? Well, that's true. But if he doesn't have that, I don't exist. So there's validity there to that argument, but if I don't exist, but he gave me my existence, however way it happened. He really gave me the most important gift, which is my experience of the world. And I judged him so much and kind of that I didn't really get to know him. There were times he probably thought sometimes, wow, maybe my son he's not interested, or I think maybe I was afraid to get to know him because I knew he was going to pass away. So it was probably like safer to not get to know him, But I remember I chose to joke around. I would always make, because other people started making fun of my dad because he was just so old, man. And so I would make fun of him, sometimes. Because it's all I could do. It's the only thing I could do to kind of survive was to also make fun of him. But in doing that, I didn't really honor him. I didn't really honor my relationship with him that much. I didn't, and I'm not really blaming myself. I'm not coming down hard on myself. I'm trying to get to a place where when I think about fatherhood and I think about parenting, I'm trying to, pick these locks that keep me from having a lot of emotions in those spaces. But I was real embarrassed to my father. I hate to say this, man. I was embarrassed, like, when we would walk somewhere, I would walk kind of far behind him or away from him. Because he was so old, and he didn't notice that much because, when you get old, and this wasn't when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was real doting on him. I was real caring. I remember we would walk to church sometimes, and I would, I'd make sure that the leaves were off of the sidewalk, and I would make sure that he knew that a sidewalk in Louisiana, dude, good fucking luck, bro. That thing is a gangplank. Dude, sidewalk in Louisiana, that's a side work. They should call it that thing. The first thing is like that. The next one is straight up. One of them is a damn drawbridge because they got all the tree roots popping through. So you have one piece of cement sidewalk. The next piece is the third piece is an off-ramp. Take you right over to La Place, where Billy Conforto lived, R.I.P. The sidewalk in Louisiana, that thing is dangerous. Slip and fall, dude. Slip and fall all the way into the Lord's arms. That thing's killing senior citizens left and right. That's a side work, baby. There's no. And so I remember I'd make sure that my dad knew how the sidewalk was when we were young so that we could walk together, you know. But then as he got older, I remember like we'd be somewhere and I would be, you know, I'd walk away from him, or, you know, I remember like, I remember like he like, you know, I remember like his skin sometimes on his hands was real old. Excuse me. I just cleared my own throat and swallowed my own mucus. So I'm obviously a reptile. But I remember his skin on his hands was so old that sometimes, you know, when I saw him, it would make me, like, I loved him and stuff, but it would make me kind of scared, or it would make me kind of sad sometimes, you know, when he touched me, because, you know, because he wasn't the way that I wanted him to be, you know. And I'm not sad because it's I don't think this is like my fault. I'm not, you know, I don't want you to. I'm not like in this kind of woe is me space. I just, you know, I want to be able to be as loving as I can, and I know that sometimes I have to examine relationships in my life to see where I have hang-ups. But yeah, I was just embarrassed of him, you know, the way he's, because my dad was a handsome man, you know. He had a lovely girlfriend, Miss Maggie, and she would make us she lived in a nice place, man. I remember when I went to her place, it was like the nicest apartment we'd ever been in. Big tall ceilings, man. You could have a whole nother fucking room in the ceiling. The ceiling was so high. I said, damn, just give me a hammock. I'll go live up there. Give me 4 hammocks. You know? I'll just Tarzan around up there. I'll build a little kitchenette up there, halfway up the wall. Give me 4 hammocks. I'll live in the corner of the ceiling. And she took care of my dad when he was real old. You know, she was probably about she was probably 60. And my dad was, you know, at that point, he's 85 or something. Or she was probably about 63. And she was fancy. She was like a high society woman, you know, in New Orleans. And that's still very, you know, they got the fancy people down there. But she was a good woman, you know, and she loved my dad. And they were friends. And yeah, but I just remembered seeing him like, you know, walking around. You know, I remember I'd sleep over there sometimes at her house in the middle of the night, and my dad would get up to go to the restroom, and I'd see him in like the window in like the moonlight. She had these big windows that faced right out on the Mississippi River, man. She lived in I don't even know what it was. It was over there in across the river, across the Mississippi over there in I can't even remember it right now. Kind of by Gretna, but right by the river, by the ferry. Anyway, so, and I would see my dad walk. I could see him walk, and he was just old, you know. And I didn't recognize it as much when he was, you know, I'd see him fully clothed, all dressed up, and he dressed up real nice every day. And then at night, though, I'd see him in his body. He seemed like a dinosaur, like an old dinosaur. And I think it made me scared, you know. It made me, as a kid, but it made me angry at him. And I didn't realize this till literally just this week. And then I was thinking about it even more on the flight home this morning after this guy last night was telling me he had an old father. And by hearing me talk about my dad, sometimes he could relate. And that made me feel happy, you know. It made me feel happy to know that, you know, we can relate to each other. But yeah, it made me, you know, it just made me look more at my relationship. You know, and I could have had more memories with him if I hadn't judged my father so much. he wasn't like this, or he couldn't do this. He didn't have anything. I just think I'm not mad at myself. I want you to know that I'm not like, I think I could have been maybe could have been a better son to him, and I know the circumstances weren't ideal, but I just maybe could have been a better son to him sometimes, I could have had more pride. I wish somebody had taught me to have more pride in my family when I was young, because I didn't know. And then when other kids started making fun of, my situation in the world, like, I joined them and made fun of my situation as well, instead of having a sense of pride. Now that's where, my parents or the world or the scenario or whatever, that's where, my father probably, he could have done a better job by helping me have a sense of pride in our family. And maybe he tried, and sometimes things just are the way they are. But I never realized that I was angry at my dad until I wrote down this resentment thing. It says I'm angry at my father, and then I have to write why I'm angry at him. So I have to really sit there and think. And I was angry at him because I didn't know him. I never got to know him. I know he loved to sit and drink coffee and speak in Spanish to his friends. I know he bought a Delta 88 off a black dude and had some speakers in it that were fucking ratchet. And he would just listen to talk radio with the loudest bass you've ever heard coming through the neighborhood. I mean, you never heard a man roll through the neighborhood with just the weather report. 60% chance of clouds. 40% chance of rain. I mean, dude, it was fucking crazy, man. And he liked to, go sleep in his car at the park a lot of times. And, but I was ashamed of him. I was ashamed of, I was ashamed of my father. And maybe it was just a safety mechanism for me because I was afraid that if I got to know him, that I knew he was going to die. I just knew how time worked. But I have to look at this. I have to look at that relationship in my life because it affects the way today how I look at time. It affects like how I look at age, how I look at, wanting to have a family and not wanting, if I have this built up fear somewhere deep inside of me that I'm not going to be able to create a loving relationship with a child, even if it comes from a scenario that's irregular, like an very old man having a son. But if I let that fester in me without examining it, then it could affect if I decide to have a son or not at all, or have a child. So I have to look at those things. But I was embarrassed of my father, What else? I have a list here of things because I wrote this stuff down about my resentments. And then I get upset sometimes that I don't remember him. And I was going right into adolescence and teen and, getting erect and all of that. And I started doing masturbation and whatever, 13, 12, bro. It's Dick City. You could look at every state in the universe. You look at any map when you're a kid at 13 years old, bro, and it's Dick City. Population, yeah, boy. But yeah, I mean, I was ashamed of my father. And then I just realized that I miss him, I realized that I judged him. And I realized by looking through some of the things that I was just pretty judgmental. And I don't know where that judgment came from or how it started. I'm not ashamed of him. I'm not mad at myself of it. I'm not. But I'm glad that I'm able to see it a little bit now. That I was judgmental towards people that love me because, I was afraid because I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to love them. And by learning, and here's the thing, by learning what my father had a bunch of faults. He shouldn't have had a kid at that age, I'm glad he did though. What do I mean he shouldn't have? I'm glad he did. If he didn't, I don't exist. So, but maybe he should have thought more about it. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he thought he was going to live to like 100. He always say that. So he'd always like kind of guarantee me that. But I learned through doing this process, like why I'm angry at my father. I was ashamed of him. I was embarrassed of him. I can't apologize to him. I can't love him. He was selfish. I'm angry because our relationship wasn't what I wanted. I think that's one thing. From the get, I realized, our relationship, this isn't what I want out of a father-son relationship. So I'm not going to care about it that much, but. And then sometimes I felt a lot of times like I used my dad because he was so old that even if I did like regular kid kind of mischief around him, it always came off like I always felt bad about it. Because if you joke around with it, you say you hide something from your dad. If he's 30, that's fine. He'll find that shit. But you hide something from your dad and he's 78, you hide his car keys. Dude, he could look for a month. So I think I developed this deep sense of like feeling bad about myself because I would do regular things a kid would do, but then I would see the effect that they would have on an older person, and then I would feel so bad about it because a kid's going to do those things no matter what, but then when you see that this old person can't deal with it, and then it makes you feel bad, So I think I developed this sense of like shame a lot that kind of lives in me. But I don't realize it unless I start to look at these relationships in my life. And so anyway, that's something that I'm learning to do like in my 12 steps, But anyway, let's get into some calls, man. But I just want to say thank you to the young man that shared what he was thinking the other night on stage. And, and then another couple came up there and they got engaged, man. And, oh, man, she was so happy. I saw this woman, she teared up and she was crying, and, the guy he was so excited. And man, it's cool. I'm blessed, man. I am blessed to, be able to feel. I'm happy to be able to even feel things. I'm like, what's beautiful for me right now is I get to still have a feeling about my father. And it's so funny. As soon as I started making this list the other day and thinking about this stuff, immediately a lot more memories of my father came into me and in my brain in a more comfortable space. A lot more things came into me where in the memories I was more loving of him now, even immediately, than I was like, the meetings were softer. They had the memories were softer. They had more of a curve to them. It just wasn't such just a little bit of less 90-degree angles around my heart. Let's take a couple calls, man. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. But man, I'm excited for those tour dates. They're going to be fun. Some of these are theaters, man. I can't even believe this. I cannot even believe this. So I want to thank you. All those tickets are going to be available Tuesday at 10 a.m. your local time. TheoVon.com/tour is where you can get those tickets. I'll tell you this right now, that today's episode is brought to you by Skillshare, is an online learning community for creators, with more than 25,000 classes in design, business, and more. You'll discover countless ways to fuel your curiosity, creativity, and, career. Take classes in social media marketing, mobile photography, creative writing, even illustration. Change your life if you want to. You ain't got to go to community college. You ain't got to drive over there to Toledo State. You ain't got to do that. You can take classes in social media marketing, mobile photography, creative writing, or even illustration. Whether you're looking to discover a new passion, start a side hustle, or gain professional skills, Skillshare is there to keep you learning, thriving, and reaching those new goals. Join the millions of students today. If you're thinking about doing crime or something, you got a gun, you got a needle, put it down. Pick up Skillshare. And we have a special offer just for our listener. Get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's 60 days of skills. That's right. Skillshare is offering this past weekend listeners 2 months of unlimited access for over 25,000 classes for free. To sign up, go to Skillshare.com/Theo Von. Again, go to Skillshare.com/Theo Von to start your 2 months now. That's Skillshare.com/Theo Von. Thank you guys for your support. Oh, man. Yeah, man. it just got me thinking about the parental stuff and family stuff and just, and just like, just judgment and how my judgment keeps me away from others. I can feel it sometimes even still today. I know I'm not doing good when I start getting real judgmental. Because judgment keeps me away from you. It keeps me away from someone. Oh, look at them. Look at that. Oh, look, they're like that. Oh, they have that. Oh. Now, sometimes it works to inspire me. I judge the rich. I judge the greedy. And sometimes it works to inspire me. And I felt like those things were necessary. But I'm at a point in my life now where I'm able to look and see, okay, is this still serving me well? Or is this just a thing that's keeping me away from people? And then it goes down to, well, why are you so afraid to have somebody care about you? Why are you so afraid to care about someone? Because the thing is, there's this trick. That's the devil out there making you believe that or feel that. That's Satan, baby. That's Lucifer, bruh. That's Lucifer, that darkness sniffer. And they think the whole life you think, oh, I'll just keep judging and keeping people at a distance. But guess what? There's this thing in the distance making you think, oh, that you win somehow, that I win somehow by doing that. I'm not saying you, I'm saying me. But then I get to the end of my life and I'll realize, you know what? I didn't win anything by doing that. That was a trick. And the only thing I won was being alone or being less connected to others, And not only did I miss out, could I miss out on caring about people, but I missed out on feeling probably a lot of the love that people had for me. Because there's something right there wrapped up. They're next door neighbors. They're cheek to cheek. They're conjoined twins. When I can't love someone, when I judge and I keep someone away from me, I keep me away from them. I keep me away from them. And also, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's get into some questions, man. But I don't know, man. Yet I'm not being hard on myself because, I'm not saying woe is me, this or that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I know that there's, if I'm resentment about something, if I'm angry about something, I need to go look at why I'm angry about it. And if I can eventually find a way that I had some say in it, then at least it's in my control. So instead of being angry at my dad because he was so old and I didn't get to a proper father-son relationship, instead I can take a little bitty piece and say, oh, well, you know what? When I was like 15, 16, I could have probably been a better son at some points. Then it puts a little bit of it on me. Now I can have ownership of it. And now I can go apologize, at my father's grave if I want to and let him know. And not that I'm like, because then it just gives me ownership. Now I'm in control of our relationship again. And now I can rebuild memories. And now I don't have that. Now there's no anger between us anymore. Now it's an opportunity for my brain and heart to be like, oh man, good. That right angle ain't there. That right turn, that stoplight, those 7 stop signs you got built up at this intersection of your emotions, it's not there anymore. And it's just a beautiful curve, man, and you can feel the love. You can feel the love, man. Let's get a couple calls that came in, man. These came in. This one came in before I went to Florida. I didn't get to it. Onward.
What up, Theo? This is Neil from Orlando. What up?
What up, Neil from Orlando? And I'll say this about your area, Neil. That's a bright area. Orlando, that is just damn bright Afghanistan. You need sunglasses. Your sunglasses better have contact lenses. You better have on a hat, a cowboy hat. You better bring an awning. You better have some dude park right behind you with a camper and throw that awning out. Because grandma's skinning catfish, bruh. And it's still sunny out and we need that cover. One of the brightest cities I've ever been in America. That's Orlando. Onward.
Man, I went to LSU as well, so I got some questions about your LSU days, but honestly, I'll save those for later. I just want to thank, I know you're going to be down in Palm Beach this weekend. I wanted to say welcome to Florida, welcome to Sunshine State. Watch out for the Florida man. Florida man is real out here. It's a spirit that possesses men, women, children, and animals, so watch out. Don't trust any small children or small animals while you're out here. Take care of yourself, Theo. Have a good weekend. Love you. Gang, gang.
Love you too, brother. Gang, gang. And I stayed out of the darkness over there. Honestly, I didn't have a chance to even get involved in any mess. I saw a dude, they had a guy at the bar smoking a cigarette through his nostril. But when my boy Richard had showed up and I see he got that, he got that par 1 on his, he got that neck hole, that esophageal. Because if you can't breathe out of when you smoke your esophagus out, when you blow out your windpipe, you got to get the air straight from the neck hole. And he's doing that wedding ring trick. But damn, dude, also he told me with the wedding ring trick, that he fucked it up about four times. They had to pump his stomach. Just pumping the matrimony out of that dude. Because goddamn, bruh, you send a wedding ring through somebody's bowels. I mean, that could be grounds for divorce. But yeah, I didn't get involved in anything. I saw a couple of kids maybe look like it could have been a real small man dressed up, faking it, trying to find a tit to catch on to with his lips, trying to get that sip of leche, that con leche, that calle leche, that street milk. Oh, God, I can't believe I'm just swallowing my fucking mucus, boy. I am a lizard. But yeah, I didn't give in to any temptation, man. I didn't give in to any temptation, man. I got like some, couple wildcats. Somebody sent me a picture of their booty in the DMs and all of that. And I maybe flirted with disaster or considered it, but I stayed out. I stayed out of it. One thing I have been doing is Dr. Perlmutter's Sugar-Free Universe or whatever it's called. Jesus Christ. Dude, I'll fucking tie myself to a rocket and shoot myself towards the actual Milky Way right now, hoping it's a sweet candy out in space. Because, yeah, bruh, being off sugar is hard, dude. Maybe Florida man is just some guy who's trying to be on that keto. Because, dude, you fucking... Bro, I could hear somebody fucking unwrap a Jolly Rancher from probably about 80 yards. What is that, lime? Dude, you hear of sugar. You want to talk about crack. You know what I'm saying? Step on a crack, baby. Break your mama's back. That's sugar. Let's hear another call that came in. As always, the hotline is 985-664-9503. And thank you guys so much for your support of this podcast. Man, I'm so grateful, man. You know, I'm grateful that we have this fun little world, and I think we're going to do cool stuff in the world, man. And I believe that. And I know I'm the one that talks a lot, but I think about us. Let's take more.
What up, Theo? What's up, Theo? This your boy Adam calling in from Boca Raton, Florida.
What's up, Adam? Boca Raton, baby. That's the rat's mouth. That's what they call it. And Boca Raton is a great way to find you a gilf or a good gilf. That great grandmother I'd like to fornicate. Onward.
You know, that rat's mouth.
Gang, gang, boy. Rat King-a-ling, son. In El building.
Went to your show last night in West Palm Beach, man. I went solo. And next thing you know, I got that cute little girl sitting right next to me. She's also going in solo. And next thing you know, man, after watching your awesome show, we go out, we get some drinks, and well, we spent the night together, man.
Whoa. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, we doing it out here. The dark arts, bro. We fucking dropping flashlights on the dark arts, boy. We got people getting married on the stage. We got young bucks solo dolo. And now this guy got him a little dime, bro. This nickel found him a dime. Let's hear more, brother.
And I got you to thank for that, bro. So, I just wanted to thank you. Thanks for coming down, man. And go get that hitter, bro. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang, baby. Get that header. Dude, that's cool, man. That makes me feel good. You know, and even though I masturbated on Friday night, on Saturday night, I didn't. So that made me feel pretty good, too, to not do that. I got one day. But I'm still off the pornography, but I'm just on that bust, you know. I got back on the bus truck. All aboard, you know. And I busted out, man. But I'm glad that you found somebody. I'm glad that, look. Man, when we stay in the good space, man, I do believe that good things can happen for us. You know? And we get tempted, man. We see that wooden spoon stirring up all the goodies. But we don't see the hand that's stirring it. That hand got dirty fingernail polish on it. And that hand's got the knuckles of a leper. And I don't know what a leper is, actually, but I think it's just got, that's the devil. Let's hear more. Onward.
Yo, Theo, it's Jesse, man. Yesterday was my birthday, and it snowed here in Calgary, Alberta.
Dang, Jesse. And look, and God bless you up there in Edmonton, man. And I'll say this, man. People think it's not wild up there in Canada. Dude, we were in the sunshine over there in West Palm Beach riding four-wheelers with Riff Raffians, with the giraffe himself, with Ken Griff Raffy Jr., and Edmonton's up there in the snow. Onward, happy birthday, belated, bud.
Like 3 feet of snow, dude. Like, the last time I saw this much snow on my birthday, I nearly overdosed, brother. Things have changed, man. And it's like going on 7 a.m. right now, and I'm...
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear some of that. Let's play it again.
Like 3 feet of snow, dude. Like, the last time I saw this much snow on my birthday, I nearly overdosed, brother. Things have changed, man. And it's like going on 7 a.m. right now, and I'm awake, and I'm sober. It's been like 2 years. But something about this day, like, with all this snow on the ground, makes me feel kind of like I'm high or something, you know? I'm coming down, like, it's just a weird thing to think that, like, imagine being awake in this moment because your heart is racing and your jaw is grinding. And you got a limp dick, but you're going to try to jerk off anyway.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. And I got that fat pat down between my legs, and so I'm jerking off. It's like, man, it's trying to do CPR on a fucking Saint Bernard that has not been missing meals. You know what I'm saying? That thick canine, bro. It's like trying to do CPR on that thick canine when he's in a coma, in that cock coma. But no, it is, man. It's a beautiful high, bro. There's a beautiful high that you can get by being in the same exact spot you were, but by being a different person. I've had that feeling before, man. Yeah, I hated that, man. Being awake 7 a.m., 9 a.m. Hot on the cocaine, man. Still just carpet surfing for little nuggets of that blow. Seeing if anything's left, snorting fucking popcorn, half a popcorn kernel, thinking it was a little rock. Yeah, but now, man, you get a feeling, and this feeling is good. And there's a different high inside of you. You know, that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing, man. Congratulations on your sobriety, brother. And if you aren't sober, I don't want you thinking you can't be here. You can't listen. Look. I mean, if you got an 8BZ on you right now, I'll hold the back of your neck while you do a long line, son. While you fucking just take another George Washington's wig right up your nostril. That fucking white fight, put it right up into your brain. That fucking Mustard Douglas, and that shit's gonna fucking punch you in the skull a couple times, dude. Look, more power to you. All right, let's take another call here. Here we go.
What a pleasure, Theo. Thank you for answering the call. This is Eric in Orange Beach.
What's up, Eric? Orange Beach, man. And we used to go over there for spring break when I was in high school. And this one kid named Billy, and I don't know if he has an alcohol problem, but I don't know if he doesn't. But he broke out a window one time in our hotel room or motel room. And then I think he went to jail or something. We sold all of his clothes while he was in jail. We sold everything out of his luggage on the strip. Onward?
Down here, just hanging out. Tried to microdose on the mushrooms, and I think I overdosed. But anyway.
Hell yeah, bro, dude. That's my thing. If I'm microdosing, I'm morcrodosing, son. 1 drop for me, 1 drop for me. Next thing you know, I'm 9 drops deep. I'm 70 drops deep. You're like, damn, bro. You supposed to be microdosing? You got all your clothes off, man. What the fuck is going on? It's 2 p.m.
Next thing you knew, my buddy had a pair of needle nose helping me pull a tooth I had a problem with. But never mind that. Just want to let you know, back spinning the back episodes. Hope I don't run out, but really enjoying what you're doing. All right, then. See you there.
Gang, gang, brother. Look, man, if you pulling out a tooth on shrooms, I think that's what I gathered there, then you doing good work, baby. Anybody that could bust around in their own enamel, I wasn't that brave. You know, you like a baby Kevorkian out there. If you're thinking about, if you're willing to pull one of your body parts out of your body, when you high on shrooms, buddy, that's what I'm talking about. That's Dentist the Menace, bro. You the one right now. Woo. Dude, that's the thing. And that's a new deal. You could do fucking dental work on people that's all gacked out of their brains or whatever. Open up that 2 a.m. that emergency clinic. People that's fucked up, they pop in. You do whatever. Take out an appendix. You know what I'm saying? Take an ear off, Van Gogh somebody. Because if you the guy, man, you the guy. Because that's brave to pull your own tooth out when you're high on mushrooms, man. Damn, I hope you kept it. I bet you gave it to somebody. Now, the smooth move is giving it to somebody you're in love with. You know what I'm saying? Drop that incisor into a girl's palm. Make her feel something special. Because anybody could put a wiener in a lady. But to find a lady and hit her with that fucking molar, baby. One of those strong white mouth dicks. Now that's a real man. Thank you for sharing, man. Yeah, micro means micro. If you macro dosing, bruh, you know, that's when you're doing self-surgery down there in Orange Beach. But, all right, let's take another call. 985-664-9503, as always, is the hotline that you can hit. And let's go.
What up, Theo? This is Josh from Minnesota.
Thank you for calling, Josh. I appreciate your call, man. Onward.
Struggling with some shit. I heard your podcast with where you had your best of friends pushing you up and making you wonderful. Oh, I need that so much in my life right now, Theo. I'm recovering from alcohol for 8 years. Haven't done a hard drug in probably 8 years. I smoke pot, but that's not a drug. But I recently started eating pills again, man. I've dealt with suicidal tendencies, been in and out of hospitals. Just looking for, I don't even know, man. Just looking for some positives in this negative that I deal with on the day. Gang, gang, man.
Gang, gang, brother. Let me listen again at the beginning, catch your name. I think it was Josh.
This is Josh from Minnesota.
Hey, Josh, man, I appreciate your call, man. You know, and I hope you can hear your own voice right now. I want to, because if you're listening to this episode, then you're hearing, let's hear some of your own voice again.
Minnesota. Just struggling with some shit. I heard your podcast with, where you had your best of friends pushing you up, recovering from alcohol for 8 years. Haven't done a hard drug in probably 8 years. I smoke pot, but that's not a drug. But I recently started eating pills again, man. I've dealt with suicide.
Yeah, and I just want you to hear your own voice, man. Just, you know, I don't know how, if that can help you or not, but yeah, I think the first thing I think whenever I hear you call, and thank you for calling, man. Thank you. You know, it's brave of you to do, and that is that's nice of you to care enough to share. You know, and it makes me feel sad, you know, it makes me feel sad that you don't feel good. But it's a big problem that's going on, man. You know, it's powerful, those pills and we get polluted. You know, we get polluted. And when we're sick, we can't help ourselves. You know, it sounds like you have a real history of taking care of yourself. You know, you had 8 years no alcohol, 8 years no hard drugs. You're able to use pot and monitor yourself. And I'm not saying that any of those, you know, to each their own journey. But yeah, man, you might be fighting a dark art right now that you can't get up on, Daddy. You know, sometimes there's a camel that you can't control. You know, a friend of mine drew a camel for me one time. And sometimes a camel have 2 humps. And you sit in the middle. But sometimes a camel just have one fucking huge ass hump. And there's nowhere for you to sit. And both of them will put a sign out front to say, camel rides. But the second camel is just taking your fucking money. The second camel is taking you for a ride. It's not giving you anything. And I know you're in a tough spot, man. I mean, it sounds like all I can offer is experience from things I've experienced. I haven't experienced what you're experiencing. But, you know, when I was struggling with drug use, I got into 12-step and I got into that kind of program stuff that helped me. And I know there's detox and recovery centers and things you can reach out to. And just don't be ashamed if you have to do that. You know? Don't be ashamed. Nobody should ever... We shouldn't make each other feel ashamed for for sharing our struggles and trying to get through them. We're not the news, bro. We're not we're not this society that thinks that, oh, everybody's perfect and beats them down when we're not. We don't do that. We don't shoot our wounded, bro. So, but I'll check in on you this week, man. I'll drop you a buzz and check in on you and see what's up. But just be good to yourself. You deserve it, and take care of yourself, man, and you can do it. I mean, you did 8 years. The homework is there. If you look at your history, it feels like the homework is there to me. So you just had a tough spot, man. You could get through it, though. And I think there's a lot of bright spots out in front of you. And, man, what a loving place for you to be in Minnesota. So many, you want to talk about a place? I know they're Minnesota nice and behind the scenes, but there's a lot of loving people up there and a lot of people with big hearts, man. And if yours ain't that big right now, find somebody whose is. Because sometimes we're fighting a power that's greater than ourselves. So just don't feel like you're not doing a good job of fighting it. Sometimes, it's not a fair fight. Sometimes the camel that you're riding don't have a place for you to sit. You can't sit, you can't sit on it's got to be a curve, man. Gang, bud. Let's take another call or two, man. That's a heavy one, man. 985-664-9503.
Hey, Theo, man. This is Levi Hovis Tedrow from coming out of Southern Indiana.
What's up, Levi? Thank you for calling there from Southern Indiana, man. Onward. And that's the same state as Jim Gaffigan is from. And little J Gaff was in here last week, and man, we had a nice time. Onward.
I was just curious to what you thought about roller coasters. What would you think if the Martians came down someday and they seen us just riding on roller coasters and bungee jumping and skydiving and stuff like that, just risking our lives, just to get a little adrenaline push? Do you think they would think that was stupid, or do you think they'd be kind of interested in that, or do you think they do kind of the same thing? And not necessarily just Martians, but any kind of foreign being of this universe. What do you think? I would just like to hear your thoughts on what you think they would, how they would feel about that, and if they would want to do the same kind of thing, or if they'd done it before. Thanks, brother. Gang, coming out of Bloomington, Indiana. I appreciate you.
Gang, Bloomington, man. I think they got a school there, so they got a big nursing school over there. I think that's the place. SIU, no. Indiana State, maybe. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. Thank you for calling, man. That's a great question. And look, dude, I've heard what, bro, aliens are going to think we are idiots, I think. Or maybe that's the easy way to think. Maybe that's the easy way. Maybe that's the easy idea. Maybe they're going to be infatuated. Maybe they just have really cool rockets and they don't know shit. Because if you really think about it, aliens are going to be so technologically advanced that as beings, they're going to be inept. Because the more technologically advanced we get, we tend to get more inept, more comfortable, more lemming-like. We're just ants. We become way more ants than we do entrepreneurs. You feel me? So if aliens come here, they're going to be all shuttled up. You talking about everybody's got a fucking, even their shitty uncle is an Elon Musk, Everybody's got the technological capabilities. So when them bad cats get down here, they going to, Burger King. They probably all going to be all jacked up on Burger King. Smoking cigarettes, bro. We think that they're going to be so advanced, they'll know how to work the controls. But once you take that gasoline out of it, out of that, machine-a-lean that they're in, it's going to be a different story. But the other side is that they'll be so advanced. But yeah, bungee jumping, we're fucking... Dude, tying yourself to a rope and jumping off of somebody's crane, that's probably very cheaply insured. That's like Chapaco on a rope, bruh. Sounds risky as fuck. I mean, that's a great question. And dude, I'll tell you some of the truth. What I've heard about aliens, I've heard that some of my black friends that said that they got issues with aliens. Apparently there's beef or something right there. And I was shocked when I heard, I was like, what? They're like, yeah, man. Because aliens, what are they going to do? You know, they think a lot of black people and aliens, they fucking got beef, I guess. So, fuck, man. I mean, I think it would be a good fight, probably. But who knows, bro? Who knows, man? Let's take one more call, and I think that'll be it for today.
Hey, Theo. This is Clay calling in from South Louisiana.
What's up, Clay? And I love that, dude. That's one thing I love about Louisiana. You get somebody that's named after a soil, you get somebody named Clay, dirt. You get somebody named after a type of weather, sunny, breezy, dusty, Hale Watkins over there out there off Vermilion Parish. You got Blizzard Jackson, black gal that I went to school with. She's got a couple beautiful children now. Who else, man? Everybody you get down in the South, especially in Louisiana, you get those wild names. Rivers, you get a boy named Rivers. Drowning Johansson. We had a fucking German fella showed up, Drowning Johansson. I mean, that's kind of water related. Onward.
Driving over that Atchafalaya Basin right now.
Hell yeah, that Atchafalaya Basin, man. Gang.
I just walked out of LSU, my last class. Gonna be graduating May 10th. I just wanted to thank you. I'd be driving from Lafayette to Baton Rouge every Tuesday, Thursday, go to class. And so I'd like to thank you, keeping me entertained on this hour drive. Me and my brother really appreciate everything you do. We get a lot of good laughs out of you. Not out of you, but with you, I guess. Anyway, love you, brother. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang, man. Go Tigers. Wow. That's nice of you to say, man. When I was young and I was at LSU, like I didn't fit in that great. And so sometimes some of my experience there wasn't super, but I love Louisiana and I love the city and I love the team. I think I was just a nervous kid, so I think none of my experiences were going to be super. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Wow. What a feeling. What a moment you just took us to. That moment when you go to your last college class. You're like, now what? Am I going to be an adult? Am I going to go travel? What about this relationship? I mean, does something happen with that if that's going on? Who am I now? These big training wheels of American society, you've kind of treaded them as far as you can. And where are you? And what are you going to do now? Who are you going to be? That's exciting, man. Well, I'm glad I was able to help you make you laugh in whatever facet, man. I'm a clown, but I'm a Clydesdale, So, it's funny. That's my dad. That's how I laughed at my father sometimes. Sometimes he made me laugh because he was funny, but sometimes I laughed at him. But yeah, man, Louisiana is a great city. And it's also a state. So, fuck them. I think I should go back to LSU. Sometimes people give the South, they give it such a hard rap, but man, there's a lot of loving people there. And I'd take that any day over sometimes of the framework that we're building in other places where Los Angeles has turned into an airport. This city it's the airport. Once you land at the airport, it's the airport. When you get home, it's the airport. It's just a huge airport. It's got that feeling. Let me go. Let me do this. Let me get the back. There's always a line. Everybody this and that and shit. And here come the guy with the carts. And 4 people ain't working. They don't know, You know, everybody's slacking over there in the wheelchairs and doing this and that. But enough about me, man. Congratulations, dude. You got your whole world ahead of you. Do what you want. Take time. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't put so much pressure on myself to do things. I would take a little bit more time to do some traveling. You know, I wouldn't think that just because if somebody else is going straight into some big job and I wasn't, that I wasn't going to have a good life or that things weren't going to be. You have a lot of time. You have a lot of time. It's not life or death right now for you. It's just life. And I know you didn't ask for that, those suggestions, but yeah, man, time is, man. The time is the number one currency, boy. That's a beautiful currency. And congratulations to you, your brother, man. Shout out to him. Les le bon ton roulé, boy. Y'all be good down there in Lafayette. Shout out to my boy Richie Hike over there. And all the good people over there in South Louisiana. All the people over there in Lake Charles, the greatest city in America to take a nap in, bro. Lake Charles puts you to sleep, man. That's rocking chair country. But a lot of good people, a lot of good recipes, a lot of good music, a lot of good stories, a lot of big smiles. And I'm happy to be from a place that has those sorts of things. What else, man? Oh, I saw this news thing. Google's Wing wins the first FAA approval for drone delivery. So, you want to talk about EOTW, baby, the end of the world. Let's talk about it. What's happening, man? Drones? So we droning? You see me droning. People gonna be fucking shooting drones down. I thought it was a mallard. I thought it was a mallard with a briefcase. And that's that Google Wing or that's that Amazon flight. What if somebody drops a fucking, somebody drop a couple accidentally? One of the Google Wing drops a couple vibrators into a preschool yard. Now you got children down there beating each other with sexual, vibrators in each ad. And what else, man? What if you see a fucking, somebody drop a wig into a damn, into a tug of war facility? And now you got a couple of people just stretching out a New Year's weave, just two teams just fucking locked out. Is it safe to have just stuff flying through the air? What if you order a couple cans of WD-40 and the door's locked and the dang little electric bird drops them bitches down the fucking chimney? That little electric bird drops them things down the chimney. That's going to be WD-8000. Blow your damn homestead up. If you got the fire going, if you got a kettle of tea on, you chamomile, and the next thing you know, you ICUing. Because everybody's burnt out. Because you ordered something. I don't know if you can trust these things, man. What if you ordered from the food place and they drop a damn ham hock into a vegan household? Then what? Suddenly they're all happy. Because they got a jaw of ham on them now. Somebody got a little fucking, the kid run out there and sneak that hock into his room. Because he's tired of just lettucing around with his folks. And that can like squash, make everybody happy. And grilled zucchinis, bro. Y'all need to tighten up. So I guess there is some good sides of it. Because I'd be dang, boy, if I wouldn't sit at a window and watch a couple kids who had just been forced into veganism. Man, watch your brother and sister, two children sit there and watch two children sit there and share a damn ham hock that came from the heavens. Huh. Google Wing, they might be on to something. I think there were things I didn't get to. I think there were things that I did. Again, the tour dates, the cities, they're all out there. Again, we got some new hitters up at theovon.com/store. You can go get a cool shirt if you want it. And again, thanks for just listening to me just say shit. I mean, I honestly don't even know what I'm talking about. But man, what a show. What a weekend. A guy met a girl there. And no Me Too shit, they had fun. Some people came out, they had fun. People enjoying themselves, enjoying their lives. People got engaged on stage. A young guy just finished his final class and drove away from campus for that last time on a sunny afternoon in southern Louisiana or anywhere, any city, any town, any countryside. And it's a new beginning. It's a new experience. A man struggling with drugs. He's fought hard, but now they got these pills out there. They shouldn't be making these damn pills. It's messed up. It's messed up, man. That shit makes me mad. Because we're better than that as people. It's like suddenly we become companies and we act like it's something else. Company's just a couple people. But the devil lurks, man. But we're making it, and I'm going to close out with that. You guys be good to yourselves, man. You deserve it. And just thanks. That's all I can say, man. This is Bishop Gunn with Making It. You hear those drum beats, man? You heard them in the background right there? I'll take you back real quick. You hear them right there. Those drum beats, man. That's a son of a man that couldn't beat addiction, But beautiful things come out of everything, man, and they can, we just don't give up, And now we got a beautiful thing here. We got the music. We got this, man. If you can't love yourself, we can. If we can't love ourselves, we can at least try to let other people love us until we can, man. You guys be good, man. I love you. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you guys in New York City. I'm going to New York City this week. So I'm excited about that. We're going to New York City. So you'll be there with me. Gang.